Hello and welcome to the 2026 EMEA Showdown. My name is Andre from the Metropole Grid. I'm joined by Jai. Jai, how's it going?
Yo, what's up? Happy as always to be here.
This is exciting. So for those who don't know, we're dropping in pretty hot here. This is a showdown that, for my time zone, started at 4 in the morning. At this point, we're just about more than halfway through. So we have 8 rounds of Swiss today. About 100 players have shown up. We're just starting round 6. So on the channel today, you're going to be seeing round 6, 7, and 8. And then we'll have a top cut tomorrow, which will be Sunday morning. I believe the top cut will be top 16 is my guess. I don't know if you can confirm that or not.
It is top 16 because I believe the cutoff for top 16 was 85 players or more, and I think we are at 90 today.
Perfect. So round 6 will be starting in just a second. I also need to shout out the first 5 rounds of this were streamed on Jai's channel. The whole APAC gang was doing some streaming and commentary. I haven't had the time to watch all of that stuff. I'm actually coming into this not knowing what the tournament's looking like, but we're going to discover it together. And I guess with that, Jai, do you want to take a second to maybe give a brief explainer of where things stand here 5 rounds deep?
Well, that's a really good question. I think where do I even start? For one, the first 5 rounds have been kind of cinema, if you ask me.
Yeah.
We had some really interesting games. I think thanks in part to the fact we made a commitment at the start of the stream to watch every DAO game or every DAO player and we did manage to keep to the promise by the end of round 2.
That's awesome.
And some really funny stuff happened, like 19 credits of NBN Sentry ending up on Nebula remotes, which is like a really insane sentence on multiple levels.
Oops. Yeah, the meta.
Yeah.
I have the meta breakdown out right now, and it's not like incredibly surprising. Lu being only a third of the field is slightly less, a bit less than a third than it has been in some previous tournaments. I think on the corp side, I'm surprised. While Melias, PD, and Nuvang are the top 3, we see very little when it comes to Epiphany and AUCO sliding down there. Only like 8 AUCO decks is a bit low for me. So a lot of variance in terms of a wide enough field. A lot of identities are showing up here. So we're going to see some interesting stuff for sure. Round 6 should be just starting. So in terms of the pairings, is there one that you want to call? We can jump over to the table.
Yes, we can just jump straight into table number 5, Buckethead Ben against Leah.
Table 5. My table 5 doesn't. My table 5 matchup shows Tyrus versus Kalinar.
Oh, sorry, it's table. Well, I'm so bad with table numbers. It is table 4.
Table 4. Okay. Do you know if they're good to stream? Can we throw over? If you don't mind asking them.
Yes.
Yes, as in they
already done.
Okay, perfect.
Already done.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll be there in just 1 second.
Come on, Andre. I'm a professional.
No, I know. I just woke up. I'm a bit slow. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm struggling. We'll get there. Buckethead Ben. Thank you. All right. Let me throw this over. The game has already started, and we should be off. Welcome again to the 2026 EMEA Showdown. We have AUCO versus some Lat. Oh, this is Leah versus Buckethead Ben. Fantastic. I'm pretty familiar with Leah. If you don't know if she's a fantastic player, she's been doing some streaming as well. As you can catch out on her YouTube channel. And it looks like this is going to be turn 1 for the Lat play. Strong econ start. Creative, sure gamble. We're going to get some Lat card draw. Looks like unless a spin doctor or something funky gets res, it looks like we're in for full Shaper value.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a pretty reasonable opening for Buckethead Ben on the Elco as well. Never unhappy to see Cohort Guidance Program turn 1. And looks like at least Lat doesn't have the immediate response. No like SMC overclock play. We'll see if there's other stuff like pinhole threading coming in.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Leah might be playing something else, but classically she wasn't playing the sort of like Audrey Lat. So should have an Audrey in it. Onicum, I'm assuming. I believe that's it. And maybe a deep dive or 2 to close the game out. JNet Premium getting that cohort. And again, if this thing sticks, it's so important for the following turn. Because not only is this card good on its own, but if you do discard another card from HQ, you can fire your AUCO draw. So you're going through like 6 cards at start of turn. Something pretty wild. So if Leah can't just like find, as you said, something to face check or a pinhole would be kind of perfect here. It's going to be very explosive going into turn 3.
Yeah. And we've already seen a click 1 draw from Leah, so the odds of being able to directly contest this not looking too good. Okay, as I say that, we have 12 credits and an SMC, so we might see a remote challenge. There we go.
Oh no, and 6 credits, this can be most anything in the deck. If it's a Botu, that's pretty bad, but your Propeller gets it through it for 3 credits. Anemone just means we're getting that AUCO draw no matter what. We'll see if you crack your SMC just to stop 1 damage. No matter what you're taking 2, losing an SMC and a sure gamble to that hit. Again, 1 more AUCO counter you can control if you want to pull your killer here. So not 100% sure if Lee is going to pull the killer. Not sure what the killer would be here, whether it's just a cheap revolver. You still end up paying 2. Looks like we're going to fire it, go down to 1 card, losing a spec work.
And saving this. Oh no, looks like we're gonna find a Azimuth. Okay, this
cool.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
The 3 naked remotes that we have here.
Yeah. Asking for the draw here after clicking up. So a Moon Pool, a Spin Doctor could all duck it to some extent, but she is going to get her 2 for 2 lat draw, and Buckethead Ben is going to have now the AUCO, the ability to look through the top 3, trash 1, draw 2, and then still have mandatory, which I think at this point, you know, Leah's money's good with the Azamat still, whether you can overwhelm with assets and nothing rezzed here. So no Bladderworts, no other cohorts.
Yeah.
I think a FUT you might just pre-res still at this point. So I'm not sure these cards are.
I was just going to say, right, we have 3 naked remotes here on turn installed by turn 2, and we didn't see a spin res to stop the lat draw on that turn 2.
Yeah.
We didn't see any Bladward reses. We were under the Bladward threshold. So like it's a little bit unclear to me what these remotes are going to be in terms of like trying to provide value to Buckethead Ben.
And Bucket is going to need some money on the table. So another cohort would be perfect here. Leah has the Azimuth, so reasons just to check servers 2 to 5. We didn't see a FUT res, and usually like your 2 iced remote servers, one of them will hold a FUT. We are threatening Regenesis. We do have a card face down in archives. In fact, 3 of them.
Yeah, and normally, of course, FUT, as everyone should know by now, is like one of those pre-res cards. You know, you res it and present the threat and force the runner to go on it before any other remote, and it kind of protects your other remotes in this way. But I suspect that it might be.
Yeah, I can't 100% tell.
On this low credit total, it might not be like that wise, and there might even be a play to res FUT on approach to one of these other remotes if it is an agenda to try and farm another AOGO counter and another ID trigger off of it.
There's that Onicom, such a fantastic card for so many reasons. Spin Doctor and Server 5 going to get popped immediately, drawing 2 cards, so Leah still has a click to match hand size parity. We're going to shuffle 2 face downs back, revealing a Fly Swatter, going to be flipped up in archives. So again, that archives check is super important, whether you think there's Regenesis in Server 1, regardless, there was agendas in archives, it does look like there. And so not going to be using the Azamet, not going to be using the Onicom, but this Onicom is so good. It says the first time an event is trashed, and mind you, they are trashed after you play them, but even just taking incidental damage, whether it's through agendas scored on the corporation's turn, or of course, you just touching cards on the runner's turn, you just get free card draw. It's one of my favorite consoles. This thing is so fun.
Oh, this is big though. The finding a petty cash off of the AOCO draw
into hedge
exactly
fund.
3 credits.
Straight up to 9 too. Yeah, very good that you trashed that. There was a FUT in Server 5 not opting to pre-res it. Again, I think wanting to stay on the 3 credits for a petty cash. So now this thing is up, and FUT will be getting power counters at the end of every turn, and this means the agendas first scored or stolen will be doing some amount of net damage extra, up to 3 once this thing sits for a while.
My read is, and this kind of makes it a little bit less appealing to just check one remote per turn, right?
Yeah.
Because it might just be like worth 2 damage and a counter, and yeah, okay, this is the immediate response. This is the first pin of the game, almost certainly going on the FUT.
Yeah, so
excellent timing for Leah to get it now after the SMC has been used, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you don't have to face check.
Now, wow, great tech for the matchup here, Hannah.
That is a lot of tech for the matchup.
Oh my God. Yeah, just clickless checking the remote servers. If you're worried about oppo tags, if that is the sort of list you're playing against, you can deal with that. Of course, Airblades as well is just going to dodge damage, so you no longer have to break these things, and you can deal with another resident enemy in the future. So it's another fun Server 3. That looks like this was a Regenesis. I was just about to say, it looked like a Regenesis was in Server 1, considering the archive situation. We are going to take this. Will be 1 net damage, and you can cancel that with your rollerblades. Looks like we're going to, and I think we're still going to get lat draw here.
Yeah, that is quite impressive. Yeah, and I did think there might have been 1 FUT on the table that Buckethead chose not to res early in the game, like we talked about.
Yeah.
For the petty cash timing, and we'll see. There is like non-zero chance that we try for Okay, so up to 7 credits and icing the FUT now and saying, you can't get through unless you have another pinhole threading.
So 3 cards have just sit on the table for a bit. Powers that be is an option. Again, things like we don't know what kind of list this is, whether it's going to be spending 5 credits to res a hostile architecture. Doesn't look like it's a full grinder assets list, so can't exactly tell whether they're just moon pools chilling or even just a bite on the table. But looks like Hannah is going to go check out server 4. It is a moon pool, so only 1 credit to trash if you want to use your Azimuth. We're going to throw that into archives. Coalescence coming out with rigging up, so it's a 6 credit play. Feels pretty good, or technically, yeah, 6 credit play. It's a huge difference on this install.
Yeah, and it draws a card off the Anacam.
Yeah, quite smooth. So we've done 2 of our big things. Used Azimuth, we've used Hannah. Now on this board state, if there's an agenda in server 1, if it's Regenesis, you're not super worried. So maybe there's a small 3-2 or I don't know, a 3-1 you're expecting. But Leah looks like she's going to try and get down one more time to lat and get some free card draw here.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's like a non-zero chance that there are still agendas like installed on the table somewhere. Maybe not server 1, but maybe elsewhere. Fermenter is another excellent find.
Yeah, strong economy, going to be coming in slowly. The corporation generally doesn't have time to purge, but virus is not super common in the AUCO list as much as it is, of course, a Jinteki card. Yeah, so now, like, Deep Dive will be a problem sooner than later. It looks like we're going to undo that Fermenter. Deep Dive is a bit tricky. Again, that's a really good thing about the Air Blades is now touching centrals. You don't have a chance of risking losing it to damage on the way in as you do your homework. But we're just going to check server 2 here with a click left. So again, I'm not 100% sure what this read. Powers that be could be here. I guess maybe a hostile, another moon pool. But this card has been on the table for, I think, 3 turns at this point.
Yeah.
It is a moon pool.
Like oh, another moon pool. Yeah, okay.
Oh, 2 moon pools out.
Pretty happy to trash that regardless.
Yeah, 2 moon pools and a spin doctor out. And moon pools are interesting. You can just use it on some turns to dodge a lat draw if it really matters. But Bucket is not really threatening any sort of lethal where that sort of line has to be played around. Oh, Bladderwort is going to be on the table now. It's just a pad campaign, a fancy pad campaign, iced up. So I think Leah's feeling pretty good about that being in server 1 and not something more impactful she has to deal with right now.
Yeah, and probably with 2 moon pools down already, Bucket Headband doesn't really have that many chunky anytime reservoirs, right? Like, for example, like a hostile infrastructure architecture. I keep on forgetting which is which.
Yeah, architecture's the new one. Yeah.
So if Leah doesn't like go super overboard face checking ice, it might be like quite tricky for Bucket Headband to actually dip low enough on credits to get a Bladderwort fire off.
Yeah, I think your best case here is like Leah's showing 2 SMCs down. We haven't seen a simul chip yet, but like jamming an agenda behind something like a Botu, something big enough, right? So that has a face check. It's hard to deal with. You're going to force out propeller. Even a tattoo bowler here could be pretty reasonable. But we did a double draw, discard 1 into archives. So again, face downs in archives does light a fire underneath the runner. But server 5 is going to have a card in it this turn behind some ice. We don't know what it is. We have a gun though, so sentries will be dealt with. It's just the barriers in the code gates. We saw 1 fly swatter thrown out. We're going to start charging FUT. So with 7 credits, there's no ice we're expecting that can't be res. And another anemone. We'll throw a card out here.
Anemone.
Now, you can't use all of the air blades to dodge all the damage. You only have 1 counter left over. So we'll see if we just tank some part of this because you're going to get AUCO counters no matter what. Looks like we're going to take all of it and maybe break this for 2.
Yeah, so important note here that is that Leah elected not to use the last Airblades counter on preventing the Anemone 2-net damage. And usually the reason for this is because as the player playing against AUCO, you probably want to be saving your counters to preventing packets of damage that you can completely block in order to reduce the number of counters that they get, which happened in this case, electing to save the 2 credits on the revolver bullet.
Yeah, exactly. She used this as more of an econ card. So 2 credits on a bullet or just 1 power counter. Now, I'm not sure how many air blades she can afford to pack in her deck, but regardless, we did take down a FUT for just a bit. Now, Hannah wasn't used on that run in case it was a hard end the run, but it's going to find a 3rd FUT in server 6. We have to pay full price for that. I wonder if she'll just bounce and say, like, it cost me nothing to bring this down. Oh, the Fermenter is the only thing that's keeping her economy afloat at this point. We've seen Specworks, Creatives, sure gambles, but looks like it's going to come down. She's going to go down to 2 credits. Kind of wants to draw here, I'm assuming, to get the lat draw. But the money is now kind of hinging on the Fermenter next turn. Yeah, Creative. That's good.
Draw is, of course, good. Oh, okay. So that's not lat draw. Now the problem is, yes, okay, I was gonna say cohort, any one credit rest because of this anemone rest previously is gonna let you fire Bladwood and cohort.
Yeah, that's really
In
great
one,
for Ben.
yeah.
So Bladderwort's going to do the damage first. We're going to have enough Ayuko counters. Cohort's going to fire after that. So we're going to take a card out of Lat's hand here. Notably, the Air
And
Blades.
oh no!
Oh,
No
wrong
order!
order. Oh no.
Order!
I don't know if we can.
Oh, I don't know that that's, I'm pretty sure that's not rewindable,
Yeah, we
right?
drew a card off the cohort first. Yeah, unfortunate order. That hurts to see. But of course, Bladderwort only fires if you have 4 or fewer credits. And if you fire the cohort first, it's going to give you 2 credits. Yeah. We can always ask for a judge. And I do need a shout out. Huge shout out to OF1515, who's like doing a lot of judging stuff, especially in the morning here where it's a bit early for this part of the world. But yeah, looked at cards with cohort is a hard one to fix. So unfortunately, that's going to be a net damage loss. And it's not only a card out of Leah's hand, but it's also losing an Ayuko counter. So it is a bit more painful than it might look.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And yeah, I feel like if this cohort gets immediately contested and taken down, like Buckethead Ben might be kicking himself for this misplay, right? Because if they're stranded without another way to get another Airgo counter before the start of next turn, that missed Bladderwort trigger is gonna like end up counting for a lot of missed tempo.
All right, up to 11 credits.
We had the Hanse regardless.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the Hanse is good. We're on 2 counters. So even if the cohort doesn't stick, you're guaranteed to draw more cards, and we're presenting another problem behind server 7. Now, if this ice is really expensive, maybe you could fire Bladderwort. It's not super likely. On this turn, Leah's biggest target is probably the cohort, and also just like checking archives can matter because Regenesis or even just like flip with cohort to get a tempo advancement could matter. So we'll see what she does here. Ritual is a great start. Man, if that was knocked out with the Bladderwort, it's a very different turn here because this is a click to draw 4 on top of the Onicom.
Yeah. So of note, like as to what Buckethead Ben has access to remaining, all 3 FUTs have been trashed, as well as 2 of the, we assume 2 or 3 moon pools, more likely 3. And this is the second cohort, of course. So the possibility of what could be in server 7 is like shrinking a lot. So there is like some chance of this being another agenda.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of cards so far. 22 cards on R&D. We've only seen 1 point. Now we saw 2 shuffled away from archives into R&D, but the points have to be somewhere. Maybe we're jamming them straight here. Palangi coming down is fantastic. Now we did see a fly swatter in archives for a purge, but we're gonna go to 11 credits. And I think confidently here you can hand a remote server. It looks like it's gonna be server 5 and just say, I'm gonna deal with your economy and some of your card draw and allow you to have whatever the mystery card is in server 7. Unless
Samak's a moon. Oh yeah, it is a Samak. I was gonna say this is like a one thing that Palangi isn't good against.
Hateful card is called out. So this is 3 net damage no matter which way you slice it, because while you can make it a sentry, you cannot make your breakers a fractor. I think we're bouncing, right? Oh, we're going in.
Oh, we're taking 3. We don't want the wheels tag, I think is what's going on.
So we lost the deep dive of that. Cohort's coming down. So the damage was deep dive, a strike fund, which you don't mind too much. And overclock is also pretty reasonable. You don't exactly need it. It brings you down to 2 cards. So you can click to draw here and probably get a lat draw, which is kind of fun. But the deep dive will matter. I'm assuming she might be on more than 1. Probably 2 in the deck. 3 seems a bit rich. But that is likely the only multi-access the Soul deck has.
And I feel like this is a little bit of the butterfly effect we're seeing, right? Because if, I mean, of course, this is a big if, but if that Bladderwort from the turn before had hit a ritual, we wouldn't have been able to take 3 damage on the Samak now.
Yeah, huge. And there it is. Looks like it's a triple advance.
And
it is a Regenesis.
Goodness.
Buckethead Ben had no protection on archives besides putting 2 problems on the table and is up suddenly to 4 points. Is massive for Ben here. That is like the way that you get yourself on the table. So Leah had the ability to interact with archives or server 7, went for the cohort instead, and now finds herself behind 3 points. Now still drawing up smoothly. Ritual for 4 is a great start here. And the board state for Ben is not particularly doing anything. So as long as Leah can like steal some points off Centrals, get a deep dive, she's still looking quite comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's worth noting, of course, that we still haven't shown any access to an actual fractor of any kind. We assume that this deck is on propellers, obviously. But like one of them or a Simo chip would go a long way. A lot of ice in archives, by the way.
I mean, HQ has to be half agendas at this point, but We might as well just hand it for the remote server, whether we're taking the damage to help us get lat or whether they're going to break this for a bullet and two. Looks like the latter. And then a bladder word. Again, this Azimuth, we've used, I think, all value from it just about every turn so far. So it's been massively credit positive. Leah has a click left here. One extra card in hand. Again, Centrals have to have the points, and we're still going to be drawing through multiple cards for AUCO next turn with the 2 counters. There we go.
Yeah, so, okay, there we go.
There has to be points in here. Just a petty cash is not a great access. Throwing out a second copy of the console and just passing the turn back. 13 cards left in the stack, and I'm not going to say grinder. Like, some of these lists do have bite. So far, we can't tell what Buckethead Ben's influence is on, whether it's on measured response or Hollow Men. There's a lot of different variants, and trying to figure out what you're playing against in Swiss is really important, but we've seen nothing that really points you in a certain direction.
Yeah, and of course, with that Regenesis Fuji score, I mean, as you point out, we are in measured response range, right? So
Yeah.
Leah staying at above 8 credits and above 4 cards in hand, as you usually want to do as lat.
Passing back
and
to Leah.
Another card behind the Samak.
Yeah. Petty cash. Now, the Samak we can deal with. We have SMC off of the Simul chip if you want to trash something like the Palangi. Leah is, again, 3 turns, 3 rituals. We draw 12 cards and 3 clicks, and Propeller's finally coming down there. So we're going to be able to deal with the Samak for half the Propeller and only a credit. With Hannah, though, making this clicklessly, it's pretty cheap overall for sure. I think the only other ice that's bad to see, Humanoid. Definitely some influence there. Only 2, but 17 cards left in R&D. There has to be the point somewhere. I'm not sure you're jamming another Regenesis in Server 7, but technically that could be game. Overclock will keep the corporation a bit more honest.
Okay. Yeah, so there's very little that actually punishes here because we have Propeller and Palangi on the table now. So I think we've got all our bases covered.
Yeah, Fly Swatter is a bit annoying. You can always simul chip that. We've seen one in the bin, so who knows? But like the last anemone might be the worst res. Looks like we're going to get through unscathed. So the Server 7 card. Looks like the corp is deciding. Maybe a Moon Pool or a Spin Doctor. But it looks like we have a decision point here. Oh, asking for a continue.
Continue.
That should show me a bite or an Urtica, right? I love the continue. The continue is good.
Oh no.
Access?
I get this impression that you've done this to me on stream before.
Oh yeah,
right?
I do this all the time.
Once.
Yeah, I always love to ask Access. It's like the most effective ice sometimes. Are you sure you want to do this?
Overthinking?
Don't admit to thinking. He's in your head.
The approach server step. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, so in theory, there's a reaction here. So as soon as Leah commits to Access, you can't check out anymore, but still a paid ability window opens. That's the last paid ability window. I don't see what would be relevant here besides like it could be a bite or it could be an Urtica, but we'll see what this touch is. If it is a bite, honestly, Leah might have some small issues when it comes to like playing around measured, but looks like it's just a spin. The second one, we're up on 6 cards in hand. Looks like Lat will not be firing this turn very easily, if at all. And we'll see what gets shuffled back here. Again, I get a bit of a whiplash because this is on the Man on the Moon server that's spun up by XDG, which is absolutely phenomenal. But I don't have any of my plugins for like Cyberfeeder, so I can't do any bin sorting here. So we have to kind of just do it ourselves. I'm not sure you're sorting back here. Like Moon Pools seem pretty important with the density of agendas that have to be in the game. And yeah, it looks like double Moon Pools going back in. Simulchip, just use the overclock. We're going to get rid of the Azimuth. Then immediately crack the SMC just to get a Unity. So we have a full Breaker Suite here, and we wasted, I believe, just a couple credits. Maybe we got all the money off the overclock.
Yeah, I think it's exactly
just 5.
It's credit perfect for the overclock.
Yeah,
and of course, like you're okay with burning the Azimuth to MU now after 3 farts in the bin, multiple Moon Pools have gotten trashed as well, cohort, Bladderwort as well.
Yeah,
I mean, we can definitely say it's done its job. And now this rig looks like pretty complete to me.
Oh, it's
now
smooth.
It's just a question of money.
Yeah, and this is again very event heavy, so the money can be explosive. We've seen 2 gambles, 2 creatives. I think. Sorry, it's not sorted. We probably have like 2 more strike funds, and this is again an Audrey deck if I'm not mistaken. So that is also infinite econ if you do the buffer drive thing, which I'm not sure if this list is on buffer drive. It might be, but there's a lot of explosive money on 13 cards left here in the deck.
Absolutely. Now, we have seen multiple overclocks. There should be like at least 1 more commission and 1 more gamble. So like the money is with like 13 cards left, maybe you're getting a little bit concerned about the grinder angle if you're Leah, but I suspect that until you see the third anemone and confirm its presence, it's not going to be that big of an issue.
XDG saying I can turn on cyber fear with alt option, click on extension. I'm not sure if I did it. I might need a refresh, but that's huge. Thank you, XDG. Something went behind this server, and mind you, this server is the server that you still have to res ice on, and luckily a 6 strength Botu is a bit of an issue for Leah here, because Propeller doesn't have enough counters. So we'll see if we just do Palangi Unity or you do Palangi Revolver. You have a lot of different ways that you can deal with this if you want to, but mind you, 4 strength Botu, or sorry, threat 4 Botu is quite a solid piece of ice.
Yeah, and I suspect Code Gate. Okay, I was gonna say maybe it's gonna become a sentry for this revolver because traditionally speaking, we in this AO codex in the modern list at least, we don't see more than one big ice of any type that's not a barrier.
Yeah.
So with it, like seeing this Lion's Mane in archives makes me think that we don't need that many revolver counters, but this might just be the end of the game. No,
Sweeping
not
HQ
quite.
again. The points would be somewhere. Sing a single measured.
Oh, no credits to
And
trash this.
trash.
Wait, hold on. Are we there to double measured?
No, we have 5 cards in hand, so we're fine. We need at least triple measured, right? No, sorry. Wow. Yeah. Double measure could be a problem. Wow, I don't know. Yeah, petty cash
really
is
bad.
in the bin. Wait, yeah, Leah can just double measured's an issue.
We need like simul chip coalescence and then last click, creative commission.
Yeah, Leah's realizing card that I would totally forget to play around. Yeah, she needs to make money quickly. Creative will bring her still up to 5 cards on 6 credits, and then she can simultip coalescence. The problem is you can't take coalescence credits on your opponent's turn, so you have to commit to doing that now, which is not super expensive. It's just a +4 credit play throughout your Palangi or your Propeller.
Yeah, and it looks like she is going to play around that.
And with 1 click left,
we trashed
a cohort.
Trash a program this turn, did we?
Program, no. This has been our breaker suite, I think, for a bit. We did like SMC Azimut a turn ago.
We have used Anikam already, so that's not going to, or that shouldn't change anything anyway.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Sure Gamble is the opener. Yeah. So it looks like she's going for it. So she's grabbing the coalescence again. She can't win in a single click. So now she's on 6. Up to 9 with the strike fund from hand. It's really fun when the strike fund's in your hand and you hope the measured hits it and then the second measured can be blocked. But this means if Bucket just wants to do the petty cash in the bin, click for credit, double measured, Leah will survive as much as she'll be down to only 7 cards left in the game.
Do you think there might have been a line to stay on exactly 4 cards and 6 credits?
Just to mess with the measured math? Yeah, I think it's fun.
Just to mess with measured math, right? Because before her last click, she was on exactly 6, and then if we stay on 4 cards somehow, I'm not sure exactly how, but
you can also
might have been able to bait Buckethead into making a double measure play and losing to strike fund.
Yeah, it's pretty bad if Bucket spends the money and then just doesn't have much to show. Technically, Bucket will only spend 5 credits because you don't play the second measured, but they do lose a measure too. I even think if you have 5 cards in hand, you can just roll the dice and say like 80% of the time I'm fine. Like I take those odds usually. But yeah, there's some interesting lines with Strike Fund. As much as Bucket has seen one, maybe Bucket won't play against another. Also, some of the lat lists they're playing Audrey are also on Steel Skin, which usually is a bit less important when it comes to measured. But just saying 3 cards on the table, one of the cards in my hand is measured. Can you deal with this at the same time? There are face downs and archives, and moon pools were back in the deck, so this in theory can threaten game, and if Leah doesn't perfectly deal with this. Notably, also Leah last turn could have just clacked Hannah to get another click and a credit if she needed to, but her money was comfortable now. Let's see if she has the another like nice event that gets her econ.
It does make some amount of sense, yes, to check to try and sweep HQ of that measure to get rid of that threat. Even getting rid of one measure is probably good enough if you stay above 4 cards.
Yeah, I think just like sweeping HQ, checking archives is like pretty reasonable, and you don't even have to hit the table here. Because if you don't hit the table, you don't have to do much. Like sometimes you have to worry about tempo measured into Blood in the Water, but that only brings Bucket to 6 points. So you'll probably be okay unless there's 2 Blood in the Waters on the table. But like, yeah, that's tricky. 13 minutes left, but I think we'll find a pretty clean conclusion to this game one way or the other.
Yeah. and we have jammed like 3 cards behind ice
Yeah.
right now. So, it does get a little bit spooky.
Also, like, Bucket didn't play the petty cash last turn, which I don't know if that means we're setting up a bladder word. I don't know if it wants to make Leah kind of, slip and not realize that we have the double measured credits, but Overclock's a great start here. We're going to have to grab some way to deal with this Botu. Looks like Pelangi will be our cheapest option or our preferred option at a minimum.
Yeah, and it's probably Pelangi Revolver at this point, yes?
Yeah,
Surely.
it seems so. Unity's not too bad.
We're still making Colgate, okay.
Yeah, it's 5 credits.
That is expensive though. Okay, I mean, it is all the overclock. And it is a Regenesis, yeah. So this is not unexpected, right?
Yes. So you're assuming one of server 1 or server 3 is a way to fix archives, and there's an agenda in archives. So you could force a run, but like, yeah, there you go. Bucket has been just throwing Regenesis without a backup plan here. So we'll see if this deals with one of the servers at the same time. We have all the moon pools. We have one more spin doctor probably.
Yeah.
There it is.
I think my take is yes, moon pool on server 3, and I suspect that the plan was for Bucket to discard a Fuji at instant speed at end of turn.
Yep.
To try and like cheese another Regenesis play. But no, decline the trash, so it's just
Fuji and
Tapu Bola as another shuffle. Okay, I think we're just padding
free value.
We're just padding R&D with this one, almost certainly.
Now, there's a single advancement in server 1. Now, the card doesn't have to be advanceable card with Moon Pool. You can advance whatever you want, and Leah's not going to check it. Just going to click for credit, say, I'm on 8, you're on 4, I have 4 cards in hand. Petty Cash will bring Bucket up to 6. But you could do triple advance.
Longevity serum, things could get interesting, actually.
Hateful Petty Cash, Hansei, Mr. Threat. Yeah, like this could be a moon pool that, or not a moon pool, a Blood in the Water you could score out by triple advancing. But looks like Bucket's just going to be drawing up. We've only seen, again, 8 agenda points. Oh, hybrid?
Okay.
Nice.
That's exciting.
Now, it doesn't have text, but Buckethead Ben is now threatening out the win off of longevity. Wow, blood, but a burner is going to hurt a fair bit.
Okay, yeah, and I feel like
there's no shuffle here. That's game.
Oh, goodness. That is a lot of points.
Fuji Longevity Hybrid. Leah can put 2 of those on top of R&D. That's a good game from Bucket. Just run R&D. There's no shuffle effects in the end. The density and centrals had to be pretty high here with 11 points left in the game. And basically doing a legwork and seeing, what is this? 7 points in a single legwork functionally it's pretty good. 6 points. I clicked the wrong card first. I don't think you can mess this up.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Literally, all the cards are generous, and you can just put 2 small ones on top, and it's still GG, right?
Unless she bottoms a Fuji.
I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, she bottoms a Fuji. It can't be good. I'd like to top long serum and then Fuji. Yeah. I don't know if it matters.
I mean that's that's like the ultimate 100% safe line to be sure, but I feel like there shouldn't be anything that screws this up at this point.
Yeah, there's nothing the corp can do, so it should be fine no matter what. But that should be the close to the game. Yeah. That was a good game, man. That Regenesis push was like super risky, but exactly what Bucket needed. That was cool.
What's happening? I suspect that Leah is trying to go for star points by stealing the long serum first
and
then deep diving the Fuji.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I'm sorry being pedantic. Yeah. So instead of running twice, yeah, she might want to go for a deep dive play, which is we'll just take it.
No, come on.
We'll just take it.
To this point, you want to show us some star points.
As 9 points. Again, the damage doesn't come off of Fuji when the game is over. That's another thing to slightly play around, but no matter what, we're on 9 clean points. Well played to both. Very painful about that missed trigger off the bladder word. That actually could have really mattered. We did see again, there was that.
Really could have.
Yeah, could have been really important. So that always.
Yeah, that ritual into ritual into ritual. It like that entire train might have just been stopped in its tracks.
Yeah. But well played from both players regardless. That sort of stuff happens for sure. But both these players still quite competitive in this tournament, and we might be able to see them later on or even tomorrow. So well played to both.
Yeah. All right. How much time do we have left in the round?
Good question. My guess is about 10 minutes. I think we might have time to duck into something else if you want to pick a table real quick.
Okay. Okay. Let's do it.
Thank you.
I suspect that the longest games remaining are unfortunately going to be Melia's games. So
do you want to maybe do table 1 is still up. I don't know if the thing is, like, I don't know what the stream's already watched, but it's Chonky versus Rotom, and they're still playing. I mean, those are great players.
Yeah, okay, we can check it out.
you don't mind, yeah, if they're good to go, let me know and I'll throw the camera in. If you're just tuning in, by the way, this is round 6. There's 8 rounds of Swiss today to wrap up the Swiss rounds of the EMEA 2026 Showdown. My name is Andre from the Métropole Grid, joined by Jai. And if you want to watch the first 5 rounds, they're linked in the description. And then tomorrow, we will not be returning on the Métropole Grid, but I believe Jai, I'm not sure who's streaming the Top Cut, whether it's Jai or Axu or someone.
I'm honestly not sure either.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway,
I don't
we're
know.
Good to go on
Okay,
server
thank
one.
you. Thank you.
Server
Server
one.
one.
We're good to go on table 1.
Yeah, so there's more gameplay. Okay, so we have 2 great players on one side of the table. Our former world champion, Rotom and Pliance, 3 tags in with this Moosely Hot. We just floated some tags. It does look like we're playing Neurospike combo PD, Chonky Seal on the other side of the table, also a fantastic player. In terms of this combo deck, you probably know what it is. I don't know if there's been hot changes in some of the tech or some of the slots, but the big idea with this deck is you want to score out a bunch of points in the same turn and do a Neurospike. Now, we're at a weird board state here. We see the YDL in the bin. We see the Neurospike in the bin. We don't see any of the recursion cards, the big ones. Oh.
What we see is
we see the points.
The send a message trips. Good grief.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
2 cards left in RD,
but
we're going to find a lot of send a messages. I was just about to say, it's strange to see the corp with it just a Melius tempo scored. There's some reasons to do that when you want to play around Hermes, which is good tech, but Rotom is going to take it. Getting messed on ice for early kind of ruined me, and it looks like taking 3 transfers to the face over the game probably wasn't great.
And, I mean, worth noting that there's a sim reset removed from the game. So I wonder what happened there if it was forced to be used for like agenda cycling.
Yeah, or like whether we did a combo at some point. But with 2 cards left in RD, it looks like we used this on tempo, I'm guessing. So this must have been a fascinating game for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice folks are saying it. So I need to be able to fix this. It feels like it's like tech support to help your aging parents. You can inject Cyberfeeder by clicking the puzzle piece and all clicks on Cyberfeeder. Yeah, sick. That worked. Okay. I'm gonna take a second to set up my settings too, because I want to make it say that the cards stay up. How do you do that? Zoom cards.
That will be in game, I think.
Yeah, it's in the settings.
It'll be in game on the spectator settings. So that we can fix at any point.
Perfect. I just fixed that. Okay, cool. I think we probably only have 5 more minutes left in the round is my best guess here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just throw it to some like nice music for a bit. And at that point, we'll be back for round 7 in probably just about 5 minutes. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds great. We'll catch you all soon.
We'll see y'all back in a bit. Hello and welcome back to the EMEA 2026 Showdown. My name is Andre, of course, here at the Metropole Grid, and I'm joined from across the world. It is the APAC Mega City Champion, Jai. How's it going?
Of all the titles you wanted to use,
It was the most modern one, man.
actually, honestly, I'm fine with that one. I'm fine with that one. It's only been like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I do my research. I keep up with what you're up to. How's it been today? We're going into the penultimate round, and currently we're looking at the Cobra standings. There is one player who still stands undefeated, Rotom Appliance 2021 World Champion, I believe is the year, but we have a lot of strong players on his tail. So this is after 6 rounds, we still have, what is it, like 10 players who've only lost 1 round so far. Like, that seems mathematically uncommon, but obviously it's happened, so it can't be, I guess.
It can't be too uncommon.
Can't be too uncommon. Yeah, good. So there's a lot of great players here. Now, we are going to be playing 2 more rounds here. In the top 16 out of these about nearly 100 players that showed up today will be returning tomorrow if they want for the top 16 cut. Double elimination stuff that will be streamed. So we're going to be jumping into a fun table today. We have the pairings up here. Here at the top, just in the distance, we can still see, in terms of all the Jinteki I'm seeing on this page of these top 14 players, it's exclusively, okay, Motion Blur there gets in with an Ayuko, but it's entirely Melias from that point forward. So a lot of Jinteki there. A fair bit of Mercury at the top, like Muslihat's undefeated, and then otherwise we see 2 Mercuries and a Berry in the top 12, which is like pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Although, if I do say so myself,
Please.
I think my preference for a game to watch this round would be, I think, a very classic player ID combination that's a little bit of a blast from the past, because I don't think we've seen it play too much in tournaments recently, but it's Tuno on Op Super Heavy Logistics.
Perfect.
I definitely want to.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Tuno, it's a phenomenal op player. Has some always some really interesting brews. Op is in a bit of a weird spot right now. Got Extract banned out earlier this year, and still people are taking tournaments with op. So yeah, if you want to jump in and ask, I'd love to be able to turn the camera. On the other side, Chaotic Silo. Oh, thank you. Chaotic Silo is playing Glue. We'll find out what that is all together.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Thank you. Do you know the table number? It's table 8.
Table 8.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll flip the thing over. Welcome to Jinteki.net. Perfect. So if you don't know op, there's a lot of words on this. It is pretty intuitive once you've seen it fire once, and you generally do see it fire a fair few times. This says, functionally, once per turn when you trash one of your rezzed cards, you can search your R&D for a card that costs 1 fewer and res it for no credits, so functionally for free in most use cases. Now, Tuno has been known to play a lot of different wild, interesting ops, whether it's Rush Op. I don't know if Tuno plays that so much, but more so Acid Op has been like the big thing that Tuno's done with a bit of a damage kick. We've seen some weird fast event tricks. This is actually a 49 card op deck, which competitively for the last couple months or so is actually not incredibly common. We've seen more and more decks that are like 64 cards, 67 cards, doing some big op consistency and building like big slow moving glacier decks with Myoshu as a like win condition, and of course measured as a kill condition. So I'm very excited to see what Tuno as a snail is playing today.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? Because I think if you asked people to point to what the best performing op deck was in the past month plus since the Extract ban, of course, that would be, I believe it was Baserton who first published the
Resentment.
Not quite venti op, but still oversized op, 64 or 69 cards, depending on like the specific version. And he did win 2 mega cities this season with it, Berlin and Barcelona.
Yeah.
I believe the only other person other than myself to win 2 mega cities, and he did it with the same decks. So it is interesting to me to see what Tuno has cooked up for us here today. Maybe it's something like Mad Combo, which would be slightly disappointing in terms of like expectations, but you can't blame someone for trying to make a run back with whatever works with their favorite ID.
Now, not a lot running here, but a lot of strong setup from both players. Silo has down the Fencer Fueno. We'll see how relevant that is in the matchup, but 2 Fermenters and just a click for 4, 2013 Classic. Tuno's going to respond with a slightly better click for 4, which is click for 9 off the Regolith. This thing, when it trashes itself, will get a 1-coster, and we'll see if that's a Humanoid or just a Tithe or a Malapert. So a lot of different options there, but Silo here has so much money now. You want to be a bit careful with the Fermenters because this is the sort of list. Oh, Pinhole's phenomenal with Lou here and the Fencer Fueno.
Excellent Pinhole.
Yeah, like it's not uncommon for op decks to be running 3 Maviruses. So like going hard into viruses, like as soon as Tuno installs a Mavirus, it can immediately just crack it at instant speed. So these Fermenters can be immediately targeted, or even at the start of Lou's turn, right? But install double saying, hey, go. What is this? Is this I'm assuming it like we're pushing Basalt, right?
Yeah, I've genuinely not seen this many clicks for credit in such a short time span.
Yeah.
And so early, at such an early stage of the game, from like an Arnak player in a really long time. We've clicked for like credits like 8 times in 5 turns, something like that. That's incredible.
We took a 10 credit Fermenter. We still have the Keiko. It did also fire in the last turn where Lou drew a card. And Tuno is not just like scoring out, building some sort of server 2 with double upgrades.
Very what is happening here? Wait, I've never seen a double install in a not scoring remote in.
Oh, powers? Okay. The second upgrade, I'm still not 100% sure, but we'll find out together. Azief, just for some tempo. Hitting a buzzsaw. This list has Lampades in it. This is a stealth Lou.
Oh, okay. So there's something going on here. Okay.
Oh, so there's the Mavirus. Okay, so this double remote server looked a bit weirder. Didn't have to be this weird, but we're going to purge the Mavirus. We're doing it right now just to get a Kessleroy to protect the Powers That Be. Powers That Be has been such a fun card to watch Tuno play. Now, this does purge a Fermenter at the end. Well, it'll still get a counter. Oh, no, that was at the beginning of the runner's turn. Excuse me, of course.
Yes, so yes, it was a start of turn purge, which is, of course, an excellent...
Yeah. Now, 1 strength echelon is down there. We are checking. It looks like the ice on server 1 that was destroyed was an anvil. Not something you see super commonly, but can be quite frustrating and is a way to get consistency to op that lost a bunch of the tools to fire its text. Antil in their remote server is going to give you +1 credit this turn and a card draw, and next turn threatens to go get a 2-cost card from your deck. So far, the breakers haven't shown up. This is a 43 card Lou deck, I think, just about, so slightly bigger than it needs to be, but that's not super uncommon. Second ice on HQ.
Yeah, so okay, so second ice on HQ is somewhat interesting. And we see another Raindrops Castone on this.
Yep.
Until second Kessleroid found.
So notably, Kessleroid only fires 1 end the run subroutine on Raindrops. It feels like it will be better, but Chaotic, again, on a massive amount of credits. Can they find their breakers is the big thing here. And we do have a full Antil, so 4 credits more, a card draw, and an op trigger. We haven't seen Event Horizon or any of the stronger op interactions where they have to play around as Zato, but Tuno does look like it wants to jam their remote server.
Yeah. I suppose it's worth asking the question at this point before things get a bit more hectic. We see Lampades in the Lou heap. So obviously we're on some kind of stealth. In a stealth Ana deck, do you think it's still worth it to play Rising Tide over the stealth Fractor like Corsair? Okay, well, I guess that question's been asked. Never mind.
And luckily, into the 1 strength of the Kessleroid, the Rising Tide looks pretty good. Now, we do have a Mana Garment server 1, a card they used to see in a lot of op decks maybe a couple of years ago, and has some interesting interactions when you can pull it at instant speed with a Mavirus. But looks like we're just going to deal with the card that can bring the table forward off of what could be in server 1. And Tuno looks like it's going to be able to get to threat 4 if it wants to, if there's just a 3-2 in server 1 here.
Yeah. Oh, now that I think about it, there's another curious thing that I realize has been happening here. So this Lampades again signifies that we are on some kind of
Tuno's lines are always so not what you think they are. So Spin Doctor in server 1,
Wait,
fast
where did the
advance.
server go?
It was a Spin Doctor. It was popped at immediate speed. We're getting a FUT. This is tempo FUT that fires. This Azief does 3 damage. So there's
okay.
a bunch of these interesting lines that you classically can do where like you score an Azief, and notably Azief has an additional cost to score. So the card that you grab with op will see the score on Azief. So you classically could get a Vera, and Vera could do a bit of damage with Azief, but now we're getting a FUT, which does the same amount of damage as much as Vera is slightly different. And now this is a card that you have to deal with. And I think Tuno just wants to score out fast advance from hand. Silo is going to be charging your remote server. No code gate breaker, but an anvil is technically a code gate.
We are running this. We're running this server with 1 click remaining. We're committing to paying 5 on this Managa.
Yeah. Fencer Fueno, you can't use those credits yet because the run's not successful, right? But this anvil will fire. So you have to trash one of your installed cards. Looks like we take down a leech. Looks like we're not going to use op. Not too many res cards here, and Kessleroid will be broken for 2 credits. So yeah, you are going to be paying a fair bit for this. It's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. As much as you get 3 credits back from Fencer functionally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is an expensive server, and that's most of the majority of the econ from the first few turns spent, right? The first fermenter popped for, I believe it was 5. We've got 2 gambles down as well.
Silo going for the Paladin, not going to crack the fermenter right away. And I think if you have money in hand, that makes a lot of sense here. Whether Tuno can find a moment here to get another Mavirus to purge a 4 counter fermenter might work well for it. But Eru going to put some pressure on. We are on threat 3.
Ooh,
so this can see a lot
really
of cards with the twinning.
4 cards.
Now this Lou is
not... That is a really good hit.
On Hermes Slash and Burn. Again. Spin Doctor is going to be important to contest. We have 2 cards in the server. Going down to 0, back up to 8 with that fermenter that survived, not getting purged out. But Tuno has 2 cards. And she's very happy to do like powers, or like it can throw powers that be into just about anything here with a Slash and Burn. But it looks like a wall-to-wall is a start. Card, credit, and advancement. Above the wall for the twinning.
Kills twinning. Jeez.
You're still on the table, and it's going to see cards here. You have to be careful with op that you don't shuffle. If Tuno, it shuffles. Like the Era's going to see new cards, but are we seeing anything new here? I guess with wall to wall we drew. I'm not sure if those were new cards or not. They must have been. We trashed an Angelique. Tuno really wants to go for a kill here. Angelique.
I guess it was. Oh yeah. I believe it was 4 cards off of the first deck. 1 stole, 1 steal, 1 trash,
then 1,
and then
2
wall draws 2. Yeah. So it was 2 fresh cards. All right.
So Gachapon gets cracked here. The twinning is hitting the table. We can see some of the cards that were shuffled back. I don't think we saw anything too fascinating. Besides the rigging up is not super common. That is a 3 influence econ card. So wall to wall is still going through and gonna be breaking lock. We'll see if Tuno, if it wants to ice up archives into the face of an Eru. It can just have fast events here with a green mail. Just very clean forward play. And that double ice on HQ kind of showed you that Tuno, it was just happy to be able to score out everything it draws from straight from the hand.
Yeah. And just there was very little like ice res pressure that was applied this game.
Yeah, wow. That's a cool way to interact with the Anarchs that, have that rig that can show up. Just say, like, I'm going to push agendas on the table early and fast advance into the mid to late. Well played to both. Very cool to see that game play out.
Excellent. Yeah, very fast play, both, in terms of the actual game action speed as well as the game plan.
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't think op fired more than maybe twice, but that might just be good enough if it gets you that consistent line where you can get the FUT or the Manic Arm or whatever you think you need. So it's interesting.
It was the FUT and then a bunch of the Azifs, I suppose.
Yeah, one of them was scored face down.
Mavirus one time.
Yeah, the Mavirus is huge, that's for sure. Very, very cool. With that, we still have a lot of time in the round. Do you want to jump to another table?
Yeah, let's find out. Okay, this is interesting because it looks like I had assumed that table 1 Rotom Appliance would have made an ID against his opponent, but it looks like they haven't. So that means I want to go and check it out now.
Yeah, please let me know. If you're tuning in, by the way, this is the penultimate round. We're halfway through of the Swiss rounds of the EMEA Showdown. I want to give a huge shout out to those who might be on the road today to the Cambridge megacity in the United States. If you're out there, have fun. Say hi to everyone. It looks like it's going to be a great time as well.
Hello, everybody. We are good to go on table 1, Rotom Appliance against Jay Foley.
All right, we'll be over there in just a second. Okay, here we is.
Yeah.
So board state, Jay Foley, a lot of cards installed, a lot of programs, and it's just a fly swatter in HQ. We'll see what the Melius call is. It was Disposal Grounds. A Cloud Eater is going to be ejected from the game with a Gourmand, but there's a 3 advanced card in the remote server, and this is Proprietary Negation, so not Lotus Haze, not Sisyphus. Looks like Rotom might be playing, 2014 style Netrunner, which Rotom does play a very good fundamental old school type Netrunner.
Yeah. I just want to highlight, this is not something we see, it's not uncommon, but it's not something we see every day. Of course, triple creative commission is the influence choice by Jay Foley.
Oh, cool,
not something we normally see like the influence is usually spent on things like Hermes, but looks like J Foley has opted for Keiko today.
Yeah, we've seen two
Not
Keiko
that we have any
lose.
companions on table, of course.
Yeah, two Keiko lose so far has been interesting. Botu, 6 to get through. That's not even a big threat, Botu. So Rising Tide has always been like not my favorite card to play, and it does feel pretty bad into the big the Dolphin. We only have 12 credits, but we're going to be spending 7 of them on the Empiricist. We have 2 leech counters for the Echelon, so you can get through this for 3 credits. The question is, can you get through it again if the Proprio is cracked? Let alone with 2 cards in hand, we're expecting there to be an Anoetic Void in this remote server, so you can spend up to credits here. This brings us down to lower than Anoetic, but it's an Event Horizon. You break this for 2, and now...
That is a lot of end the run effects that Rotom can stack here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, the question is like, which one did you want us to use first? Technically, the Event Horizon is cheaper. Proprio is cheaper than Anoetic, but looks like we're just going to hard end the run on the new Border Control-esque card. So Foley can't really afford to go back here. It looks like the leech counters are pretty valuable on these runs. So just running Archives does kind of click for like 3 to 4 credits, but Paladin Puemo is going to come down.
There is a Mevirus here in the list, which is obviously not something we see all the time.
Yeah, in Archives. Yeah, that's good. Also, Escape Net, which if you look at removed from play, it looks like it might have removed from play a Paladin Puemo, or maybe it was just discarded, and this is Gachapon stuff. I guess this is just one Gachapon worth of stuff. Send a message for a Tattoo Bolo. Sick. Plus 4 credits, plus 2 credits even. But Rotom now jams something in server 1 on 1 credit. We're not really threatening game point here unless we have something wild in hand. But if that is a Charlotte, that's going to put Rotom comfortably back in the money that he definitely wants on this board state.
Yeah, this remote is technically crackable, I want to say. Maybe not. Maybe it's like a bit too difficult with the Proprio counter.
Yeah, like dealing with the Anoetic is really important. Dealing with the Costa might be more important because Rotom doesn't really have the money to like advance a card to close the game out. So like while pinholes are definitely going to be somewhere, we've seen 1 so far. You're right though. We've seen 6 influence on creative. So we'll see. Maybe that's just like the Hermes influence you get back. Sam high roll.
Yeah.
Now this Paladin is great because Keiko seemed to have come down way earlier. So the idea is now when we install a card, we get a credit and we get a credit, which actually puts you forward. Now it's hard to see what other cards you want to install in this board state besides maybe another Fermenter, more companions, because we got the whole Breaker Suite, right? Where like everything's humming along.
Yeah, and it may already be too late in the game for like daily cast or so and so on, right? So
yeah, man, cast feels so much better in the meta than I thought it would. And maybe I just don't want to run against Melias every turn. And we haven't really mentioned that Melias, like, sure, you can run HQ, you can run R&D for a credit as much as one of them gives credits back. But if you call it wrong, we check archives here and we get back like a Charlotte or Escape Net. Like all those are a problem. Recurring Escape Net is horrible.
Yeah, and it
HQ
feels like this is going to be Melee's HQ. Yeah, Blue Floor is a play.
Yeah, Melee's HQ I think made a lot of sense here. So while we do get a leech counter, we'll see what Rotom wants to do. Trashing a card, adding a card back. We won't know if it's a trash card, but we'll definitely know if it's not the trash card. Well, sometimes if it's a face-up card. So we added the Escape Net back. I hate this for us.
That is really rude.
Just being able to replay this card over and over again and saying, I'm going to remove your twinning from the game. I'm going to remove your Paladin from the game. Trace 7 is just not a number that needs to exist on a card. But yeah, just calling it wrong. That's what Melius does. Any card that is worrisome will come back. Tattoo below.
And it's not like J Foley has like many other options to choose from, right? Because like Archives is kind of off limits in terms of like leech counter farming for obvious reasons.
Purchase a Fermenter.
R&D, there's Tatubola. I mean, yes, it is a little bit of a not the most slam dunkiest of Sam Reses, but on 1 credit,
pretty good.
The flip is like very significant. So HQ is like the obvious pick.
And the thing is, like, if you flip the Tattoo Bola, there's a chance Rotom wins next turn because those are the credits that he would need to score out what if there is an agenda in server 1. And if there's an agenda, it's probably safer in server 1 than in HQ in the first place. So like you'll do that if you need to. You could also take a risk here because Foley has no points to his name yet. So even if he does get it and break the server, it's like, okay, you spent a lot of money to do that and I can still jam next turn.
Absolutely. Right. And like Keiko, of course, is has a deserved reputation as a money printing machine, but when you're playing Escape Net multiple times in a game, killing all the companions, your econ just kind of just gets cut off at the source, right? And you lose a lot of the equity that made you pick Keiko over the main console competitor right now, which is Hermes in the first place.
We're going back, mind you. There's only one card here. I'm not sure we know. It's Tatubola. It's the escape net, and then question mark. Turns out question mark is Lacosta. If you want to trash that, you get 3 credits and a card draw, functionally with Lou, but not at a priority trash unless you want to just wean cards from hand for Anoetic's sake or just for access sake.
And it does feel like we just straight up don't have anything to install with Paladin, right? Because like this, we could try and get a twinning counter and use twinning counter before it gets blown up
immediately removed from game. Yeah. All right, that's a good install. That's a +1 credit for Mentor.
Okay.
Not too bad. So Lacosta advances the new card. I mean, that's fine. We're pretty sure server 1. The other card in the middle has to be a defensive, probably Anoetic. Be surprised if it's a Adrian, but you could if you wanted to.
Yeah, so it does feel like a very clean credit scape net, the twinning, I suppose, and then presuming that server 1 is an agenda that usually leaves us enough credits to advance out next turn, assuming it's a 4-2.
So it's not a Charlotte. If it's a 4-2 next turn, you actually can just purge here and potentially win, which is interesting. Like if you purge out the 2 fermenters, can Foley run the server twice is the question. Looks like we're just gonna click for 3 credits, but otherwise next turn you can do credit, advance with the Lacosta and score out a 4-2. But looks like we're just gonna go for the triple credit and say you can do what you can do.
Yeah. Click for 3 credit, click for the 3rd credit over the escape net is interesting, right? Because that maybe signals that it's a 5-3 in the remote as opposed to a 4-2.
Yep. And even if the Lacosta comes down, you can... Oh, no, you'd need the Lacosta to stay. But even if it was a 5-2, I guess you don't have to click for credit, but you can't afford the escape net.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, in chat, runner could beat the escape net. Definitely, but like paying, what is it, 8 credits or 7 credits just to not lose your twinning is... I don't know if we can do that. Paladin up on 1. We have big money here in the fermenters, so you could always just take 6 and charge the server 1. Maybe there's a virus in there. We've seen 1. I'd be surprised to see 2. You're more likely to find a defensive, but you are committing to run the server twice because otherwise you'll end up just chasing out the proprio negation.
Yeah, and I mean this Rising Tide into Bodo is not a fun experience.
No.
We can break it. If we click fermenter and run, we can break both ice once comfortably. Second time gets
we're on threat. Yeah, we're on threat. This thing costs 8 to break. The other thing you can do is if you can survive it, you can just say the corp, if they have no cards in hand, it doesn't end the run, but like that's not sustainable attached to the 2 net damage on 4 cards in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well.
I mean, if you have steel skins, maybe, but yeah, it's hard. We've seen 1 steel skin so far.
Yeah, if we have the read that this is a 5-3, and because there's 1 sent message out already, there's like at least a 1 in 3 chance that this card is a Fuji.
Yeah, that's not good.
So like even like taking the damage of Empiricist is not like super practical. Maybe Rotom just lets you win and kills you.
Yeah. Get influence, haven't seen too much. Oh no, we've seen Event Horizon and we've seen Humanoid. I do think those are very Rotom coded cards, so I'd be surprised if there's measures in this. I don't know if I've ever seen Rotom flatline someone, but it hasn't stopped him winning a lot of games.
What's your impression of a Rotom coded card? Because so Event Horizon kind of Rotom coded. Yes, Cloud Eater probably not.
No, but you have to. Rotom coded cards are like Border Control, Brand, Mana Garm, Anoetic, Off-World Office, Prio Negation. Like this guy scores.
Cards that you put in remotes behind ice.
Yeah.
And they do good things.
Cards that come out in the core set and they're still really quite good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bodo, we're gonna start in on this. So this already is quite expensive. We have 2 leech counters, but they go further on the echelon.
Yeah, it's an interesting push, I have to say.
Yeah. So
we're letting damage fire.
5 for strength, 2 for subs. Going to go down to 1 card. So as you said, the Fuji here is potentially lethal as much as we've only seen the Sams. Botu will get dealt with. We're down to 0 credits as much as we have. We have some money offshored off Fermenter
There's
land.
a non-zero chance that the last card in hand was a...
Oh, you can survive Fuji if you just trash something first, but we don't have credits. Yeah. So if that is, you missed the steel skin, you should just jack out. We're going to Proprio. It's an agenda in the remote server.
Okay.
So
can we click Fermenter and go back?
Can we click 2 Fermenters and go back? I think we can. It brings us to 10 credits.
Oh, this is the problem though.
Oh wait, Foley's clicking for credits and just going R&D here.
Yeah, because if we go fermenter, we get voided, and I believe Rotom is still credit perfect to score out of 5-3.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, with 4 credits. You get your other advancement too. No, you'll be short of credit. Tattoo now.
Not with Malays.
Oh yeah, with Melius. Yeah. You have to flip Melius. Yeah, for sure. Looks like HQ is a call. Jay Foley saying GG.
Probably is the 5-3. It's a send a message, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Would have liked to see a Fuji flatline, but it wasn't.
Yeah. Running that remote server with that in there, and like, man, just pushing it out on low credits. Rotom doing all the math, saying like, hey, I think this is relatively safe. I'm not sure Foley could got in there, and ultimately Foley did get in there. It would be kind of economically disastrous that the next turns wouldn't have been kind to them, but very good contest there at the end. Well played.
Yeah, I think it was correct to contest that regardless of the actual end result, probably.
Yeah. Rotom is still undefeated. Foley, I think, now lost 2 games in a row, but still phenomenal standing, great player. But yeah, Rotom is likely not to have to play the last round if he doesn't want to.
Yeah, absolutely killing it.
Yeah, so we'll see. If his opponent asks or not is the question. How much more time do we have in the round?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. I didn't actually keep track. Let me see here.
I got 17 minutes, I think. I think we're done at half an hour past. Yeah, do you want to grab one more table?
Yeah, let's go find something.
Thank you.
Let's go find something. How about?
Yes.
Please hold when I'm.
Yeah, no stress.
How about thing?
I just want to explain for those who are tuning in who might be new to Netrunner tournament structure. So here you see like what side on the table I want on Cobra. So it says 3-0 Corp, which means a Corp 1, 3-0 means Rotom 1. This row here says 1-1 ID. There's a thing you can do in Netrunner called an intentional draw, which before the game starts, you can call a judge over and say, I don't want to play this game. I would offer an intentional draw. And if your opponent accepts, you both just get 1 point, which means no one's guaranteed to get 0 points, but no one's guaranteed to get 3 points, which for a lot of players, that's a reasonable, safe thing to do to make sure if you're at the top tables, you stay at the top tables to make the top cut. So it's a thing Netrunner supports. It's interesting.
Yeah, give us a little while.
Yeah, no stress.
All right, we are good to go on single_cent_2 versus Volp's logos. What table is this? I've already forgotten.
I found it. 35.
Table 35.
Okay.
That's correct. Yes, we have a little bit of a Christmas tree.
This is a board state.
R&D here.
Ooh,
yeah.
All right. So what are we looking at? We're looking at Maggie, but Maggie is playing the amount of Trojans you'd think. It's Arasana. We have a Cordyceps on the table, which that's a very cool card that can move these things around. I'm assuming there might be a Seep in this list, but Single Sand on the other side of the table is up on 6 points as well with Mirror Morph and an advanced card in the remote server. I'm not sure if we're going to close it out here. It looks like that's our last click, and Mirror Morph just says do 3 different things, get another action that you haven't done, or just get a credit. So single advance behind what is this ice? This is just a Sleipnir. So I can't tell what this remote is, but we're on game point both sides of the table. Ooh, trend settings in this list too. Cool.
Okay, so wait, overclock is not a bad solution here. Wait, we can spend 1 credit on Slap Vandal. If we think this is a trashable, what is the rest of the money going? We have an SMC on the board. Okay, sure. We have 8 MU. Jeez. Goodness.
Yeah. DZ Lily Pad, it stacks up, and there is a lot of Trojans in play here. So I don't know if this is going to be like a, what's it called? 2 deep dives in the bin. What's that card that allows you to move Trojans at run speed? That one Worlds one?
Spree?
Spree, yeah. Like maybe this is a Spree shop.
Yeah, I can totally see it. We did see like a Kushuk deck.
Yeah.
At some point earlier today.
So
and
just
could be something in that line. Oh.
Sure, Charlotte makes sense. Sometimes this does sneak into some of these lists because advance is like an interesting and not a common basic action you take that allows you to fire Mirror Morph a bit more consistently. So up on 5 credits, just getting cracked there. It looks like we did lose a fair bit of value off of the overclock, but Vulpes is only on 3 credits. It looks like a lot of their money is tied to like running the server for free with Stowaway and doing all that sort of fun stuff. As much as the Scatterfield is 0 strength, I think it was put there probably with Cordyceps.
Okay, we have a petty cash from Archive, so it looks like we're gonna Mirror Morph combo here.
Hey, okay, that's the combo. Yeah, it's hard to explain as fast as it goes, but red level clearance is a clickless operation, and then technically playing a petty cash is a clickless card action that is uniquely distinct to playing an operation because you do the text. So that allows you to basically gain a free click there. Well played to both players. Volbiz is definitely cooking something here. I'd love to see this more in action, but single cent is just getting there, scoring out from hand. Well played.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen 3 Trojans installed on a 0 strength slab vandal. Today is the day.
I have no doubt that Volbiz's deck was going to get more and more interesting. Like maybe there's an umbrella in the mix. Like that's the sort of thing you'd expect there. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, umbrella's a good shout.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, let's find something. Let's find something to do.
Thank you. Yeah, these tournaments, these showdowns, right? Like we are on the stream going to spend a fair bit of time looking at top tables, but these tournaments have phenomenal prize support if that gets sent out from Netrunner cards, and also that it's very, very open to players of all play skills. So if this is your first tournament, hopefully you're having a great time. I have no doubt you are. But it's a really cool thing about showdowns. They bring some of the most competitive players from all over the world, but also like they're just very, very accessible for everyone. I think it's a really nice cross section. We have about 15 minutes left in the round. At this point,
I think we've got a decent number of games still going.
Yeah, it's like 10-20 on this side of the world. Hopefully, Cambridge Megacity is going pretty good. Y'all might be in your first round. Good luck and have fun out there.
Yeah. Oh, looks. All right, I give up.
You give up?
I'm going to the combo. I'm going into the combo PD game. I'm asking if they want to get streamed.
yeah, that's cool. We're gonna see the combo. It's fun. There's nothing wrong with the combo. We all like the combo, don't we?
We all love PD combo.
I like it. It's good TV. It's fun. Yeah. So
okay.
When you see precision design of this tournament, we're guessing it's combo PD.
Yeah. Looks like we can go in. Don't know how much game left there is. Maybe if we
table number.
Okay, no
table number.
Get it in. No, we missed it. To send a message. Damn it.
Slightly too slow on the draw. That's what the combo does. Again, we need to get in there by turn 6.
Damn, we missed it. Okay, wait. I'm sure there's something we can get up to here.
Yeah, no stress.
I'm just whack-a-moling the remaining games at this point.
Yeah. If we have to call it and throw it in music, that's not the end of the world, so no stress. Is Warlock still
looks
playing?
Good. We are on TX Pete against Crypto Neck.
Okay, perfect.
Table 20 something.
Yeah, found it. Thank you. All right. Here he is.
And this is straight up not combo PD. This is like honest to God seamless PD against honest to God Arisana.
Yeah. So good stuff PD. I checked about Rotom coded. This does look kind of like that. We have a Mavirus, which is nice tech. We have Event Horizon, like very, very old school. RLC for a bit more tempo. Humanoids the modern. And Arisana looks like this is the kind of good Arisana that we saw earlier in the meta. That's playing like Waken Plant, the sort of like Trojan.exe deck. And if we look in the bin, there's 2 copies of Illumination. A third one might be hanging out in the wings here. But our breakers are now established. We have access to a Physarum in the bin if we have a Muse. So we'll see if Pete on game point here is going to challenge server 1. CryptoNect, we have no idea for PD how many seamless launches are back in hand, but there's only 1 in the bin. So this could be game point. So we'll see if we want to interact now. Yeah, in theory, it could be a worst case scenario for the runner.
Yeah. And that's what I shout out this very interesting ice include, the pulse that we see on HQ here.
Yeah.
I suspect that normally this is expected to go on the remote to try and make a last-ditch train push unstealable, because it is an undodgeable ice click loss.
I think not uncommonly people were playing Pulse on Centrals just to deal with Deep Dive, right? Because it makes the Deep Dive a fair bit harder against Train.
Yeah.
So like you have flexibility in the Shaper matchup, which is cool. But Pija Shao is basically going to undo what the Pulse did at one point. We're going to get a click back off that. Mind you, we have an environmental testing ripe to crack.
Ooh.
MIC with 1 click left.
This is interesting though. TXP clicked to install the Pija Shao instead of using the Aria ability. I wonder what he's saving it for.
Is that true? Oh yeah, I guess so. So maybe we're gonna install something from hand. There you go, stowaway. So a click for 2.
Yeah, here comes the stowaway. Okay.
Let alone it does
Very
fire
good.
your 9 credits off of that environmental testing that was fully loaded. So we're gonna get an axis here. Again, a single axis can do it. So whether you fire the MIC, you're basically just saying you can't run back. So it looks like there might be points in
this
here, or
MIC
crypto has win in server 1.
That's very interesting. Oh, okay. Spend click. That's very interesting. A seamless launch. Okay, we know. So yeah, so we have confirmation at least one.
Yeah, crypto might have it if you're using the MIC like that, right? Like it's just a trade for a credit or for a click. It doesn't stop.
It's
So Pete might just.
Oh, I was just wondering if TXP should accept the ETI and like run back to try and like farm an extra click back on the Pizza Shawl.
Oh yeah, that might be reasonable. You're right. Yeah, because when you run back, it's clickless and you gain 2.
Okay, seamless.
I think
Do
this
we
could
have
be
to double?
It just depends.
Surely
If
we're
it's
not
a 5-3.
slow rolling a double.
It's a double.
Oh, wait, wait. It's a double. Is
It's
it
a double.
advanced is the question. Wait. Oh, wait,
yeah, you're right. Oh no,
it's dream. No, wait, game's not over.
Game's not over. So that's a few
Oh
from
my
Pete.
goodness. It was double seamless, but it wasn't the win.
So now we can use the text and let them dream. You can grab the next agenda, but we're 6-6. We only have about, I think like about 7 minutes left in the round, which should be enough. But the question is whether you want to use the text and let them dream to go grab something and hide it, or grab something and put it. ADT.
Okay, yeah. Architect has to go in the remote, right? On your last click.
Yep. Add it to HQ. Yeah, so assuming it's in the remote server.
Okay.
That lets you fire the Tranquility. So you're still in 4 credits, which is where we started last turn. And we have the Seamless in hand. So if you want to slow the corporation down here from winning the game, you need to make them spend, what is it, like 3 credits at least?
3 credits, yes. Which is like very doable, right?
Yeah, it's doable. We're going to return the stowaway with Urban. Again, sometimes you don't need to do that unless you want to move the stowaway somewhere else, because the credits on Urban Art Vernissage are kind of fine. Compilation to hit the Seamless is a really cool line here, because we know there's only one line left.
Be clutch.
Yeah, only line left.
We know this is the last Seamless.
Yeah. So now we're going to be getting through this pulse. It's going to cost
us. Just saying, this might be like the only line, because if we count, there's literally only one agenda left in the game. There's only the last luxury line left, and it's like somewhere. And this is like the power of the PD agenda suite, right?
Yeah, you're right. One more Melius somewhere. The Pizza Shao is going to get stuffing. We'll see if the stowaway comes down here to make this run free. There's an Anoretic Void. Now you can't just trash that.
That is a great, we trash that and go back.
So now you need to hit a 50-50 on the next, like you have 4 runs this turn if you really want to put your mind to it. So it should be relatively easy to get the couple A to Seamless and then just hold on to it. Now that being said, crypto can still just like advance and push in the server next turn, and you have to be able to deal with that next turn as well, because having the Seamless means you don't lose now, but it doesn't mean you win next turn. We found it.
Oh, we got it.
Okay, so 1 more Melius and assumedly 9 cards in R&D. So if you draw that, you can't do anything smart with that. You can just throw the compilation, but you still need to be prepared for the remote server now. Drafters 2 credits. Braun you can click, but you're assuming there's an Anoetic in server 1, and with no cards in hand, like, can you just contest it?
That's a really good question. Actually, we have only 1 card in HQ.
We have Managram clicks. The question is like, do we deal with Bronwell, or do we just run R&D and see like 5 cards with Wake Implant? Or sorry, 4 cards.
Yeah, we will see practically half of R&D, but maybe we save that for the last ditch next turn, right? Because we have to make the choice whether to do it this turn or next turn. And maybe next turn is better, right? Because like those cards in HQ aren't going anywhere. And with compilation, we see all of them anyway, and we get to dig 1 card deeper from the mandatory draw on the Wake Implant.
These bronze are so well positioned because it doesn't look like we're on Propeller, or at least we haven't seen one. And if we're on Rising Tide, I'm assuming we're on triple Propeller, but like these bronze suck. And notably, you can cheat through Big Ice with Phaserum and Tangler, but the text on it very much forbids you from bypassing a barrier. So like Braun, you have to deal with one way or the other.
Yeah. Yeah, when you say it like that, probably, we are musing.
This is a Propeller for sure.
2.
Yeah, there you go. So now we can charge either R&D or server 1.
So the idea is, if we go on the remote, we just pay through Managam, yes? And we say Void doesn't do anything with 1 card.
And if crypto reses the Managarm, like they're off of scoring next turn pretty likely. Like that's expensive. So Drafter for 2. Echelon is at 4 strength, which is nice. Braun is going to be 3 credits and 3 counters of Propeller. So it's not incredibly sustainable, but this turn is very cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are like almost credit perfect to pay through Skunk.
Mhm.
And any ice res on server one means that like the scoring plan is like off the table for likely the turn after even. I don't even know the math on that.
I think it's
I think it's
Jover.
Jover.
Oh. you hate to have to say that in
no.
chat. If this is a Sleipnir, you're bankrupt and you do get to force some credits out. But if you res the nice here, you can't res Managarm usually.
Yeah, I think it might actually be over.
This
because
might be
any 2 credit res can be broken for 1 credit, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of Ablative Barret, it goes for 1.
So now you have to pay
Yeah,
5
and
here.
we just hard pay this.
GG.
And
so it looks like it's probably
we
Anoetic in
have
there.
credits for.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Wow, what a good ending there. It's like the compilation
that was
gave us the
line.
confidence, but it also took 2 cards out of HQ, which we're assuming that's an Anoetic, which if crypto fires that, it's still like pretty expensive, but it's a very, very hard end game to get out there unless you have like exactly an event horizon deep on that server. So
yeah,
not my Anoetic. Yeah, that's what you need in the remote server next turn if there's not already one in there. Well played to both players. Great game.
Yeah, and so spooky, right? Even in the late game, the Let Them Dream, finding the last agenda and jamming.
Second Anoetic, yeah, and like
yeah,
that was fun because like Pete was like, "Oh, I'm cooked." Crypto's like, "Oh, I'm cooked. I got this." Like just a good back and forth there for the last couple of turns.
Yeah. Like I do love me some like player banter, especially on stream. I've partaken in it more than once.
Yeah, it's good fun. Well played to both players. All right, that's gonna throw us back to the Cobra screen. At this point, the round is over in about 3 minutes. So we're just going to throw this some music. Again, you're watching, this is the 2026 EMEA Showdown. We had about 94 players, something around that started earlier today. For me, it was like 4 in the morning, so I don't know all the narratives, but Jai had streamed it alongside some nice folks up on Jai's channel. Link is in the description if after this you want to check the first 5 rounds. But we'll be returning in just a moment for the final round and then figuring out our top 16 that will be invited tomorrow for the top cut, which will be streamed on another channel to which we can't exactly tell you right now, but I'll add a link as soon as I know in the description in the future. With that, Jai, should we throw to a break?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll be back with the final round in just about 5-ish minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the 2026 EMEA Showdown. Hey, welcome back to the 2026 EMEA Showdown. We are on our final round of Swiss right now. We had about 100 players show up. Currently, one still stands undefeated. The mighty Rotom Appliance from 2021 World Championship. 21 points still remains at his name. My name's Andre from the Metropole Grid. I'm joined by Jai. How's it going, Jai?
Yeah, looking good. Looking very, very good. It's been a long day, but we're still here.
So this did start way earlier at 4 a.m. in the morning. Again, this is EMEA time coded, the first ever showdown for EMEA time codes, which is great, or for time zones, excuse me. And we're looking at a top 16 to make it to tomorrow. So we still have also 3 players at 18 points, nearly undefeated. We have Sleeper, world's top 16, play some great Jinteki Glacier on Melius, no different. We have Janinator playing Maggie, Nebula, and Athliki on Precision Design. I've heard it's maybe a combo, maybe an interesting combo version too. And of course, Lou on that side. And a lot of players are still within contention for that sweet top 16 for tomorrow. In terms of the pairings, again, this is the final round, so huge narratives here. We'll see whether some of these players are going to ID. Again, a lot of the top tables can feel safe enough to ID, so we'll see like Rotom versus Athliki. Is the ID offered? Is the ID taken? Rotom can just play it out. Like, I don't think it really matters for him. So the question is like, does he want to take a break? That sort of stuff.
It does look like Rotom and Athliki ID.
Oh, cool.
So that's in the books already, I suppose.
Perfect.
There are some interesting ID decisions to be made. I believe Jay Foley, who I think is in cut contention, but I believe lost the last 2 rounds in a row, was offered an ID, and I suspect is now doing the math on whether it's safe for him to do so.
Yeah. For those who are new to this, an ID is an intentional draw in which both players, you call a judge over and just say, we don't want to play the game. You shake hands and you each get 1 point, which just assures that nobody gets 0 points, which is often how you can get knocked out of top cut contention this late in the tournament when you're at the high tables. Now, I do want to say playing for a higher placement is actually very important because those who are in the top 8 versus the top 16 get to choose their matchup for the first round, whether they play runner or corp. And also, if a game does go to time during the top cut, the higher seed just wins, which is not super common, but it is another nice little benefit of being higher there on the leaderboard. What do you want to watch?
Yeah, absolutely. So the round is still starting in a little bit, and I think some people are still making some ID decisions, so we will get on it as soon as we can.
Have we been able to see Built to Last yet? Like table 3 sounds kind of interesting if they do play it out.
Built to Last, okay.
Yeah, it's Maggie versus BTL.
Tyrus. And I suspect I know what this matchup is, so okay, let me check if they're IDing and then
thank you. Perfect, yeah.
Because it is a very, very spicy Magdalene deck, I suspect.
Excellent. Yeah, you see here at the top, again, we can only see the corp side. Jinteki's well represented, not a surprise. See a whole bunch of Melies's, a huge chunk of PDs too. And again, we're assuming a lot of this is combo PD. It is the deck that you have to know about. As much as on stream so far, we've seen actually like scoring PD, not, I would say, incredibly uncommonly, but, you know, not as much as it was back in the day. Still pretty good. And on the runner side, it is pretty varied. Like we have Mercury's there at the top. Lou is obviously the runner to beat in the modern meta, but like Shaper is doing quite good here at the top, like 10 tables or whatever fits on the screen at this point. Hopefully everyone's doing well.
It looks like the Tyrants versus Janinator game has not been made yet. Okay. So we will have to wait on that regardless. I'll keep looking.
I do also want to correct that I know I've been told that the first 3 rounds of Top Cut tomorrow will be streamed from Galehar on Netrunner FR. You can find that. I believe the vanity is at Netrunner-FR. I'll link it in the description. But it looks like the first rounds will be there, and then the following rounds I think might be Jai on your channel. I think.
Yes, one way or another, it should be on my channel.
Yeah.
The details will be made known.
Yeah, sure. So we have like 24 hours to sort that stuff out, a bit less, but yeah, you'll be able to find it for sure. Yeah, apologies. There's always a bit of awkwardness here where some of the top tables, which are the narratives that I think we want to follow into the last round, they are sorting out the ID thing, which can be a bit annoying because you have to run your own math.
So the bad news is Tyrus and Generator have elected to ID. The good news is we are good to stream on table 24.
Okay. Table 24.
That's Prof Wacko versus Josie.
Okay, perfect. And looks like we're off. We got Az. Let's see what kind of Az it is. We've seen more like Reg Az. Wacko does have the Hermes down, so no Masterwork shenanigans. A clean getaway is going to send us straight into an HQ with a Natini. Now, 2 of those subroutines will be broken with the Rang, but we're going to have to pay 2 credits. I don't think we want to take net damage. We have an early longevity. I'm assuming we got that off of a central, and Fuji's on R&D. We're on game point. Now, lost is
that is a really wow.
Yeah, Pinel and Shibboleth. Now, we're assuming we're on 2 breakers here, but we're already on game point. We're technically already on threat. We died a single measured if Josie can get the credits up to 5, which is not super easy from 0. But speaking of 0, Josie installs an ice on R&D. That was Hermes bounced, assumingly the same one. Maybe not. Clicks for 2 credits. Man, we've had some hot singles. Did Josie mull this?
Yeah,
Josie mulled. Looks like
it
does
look like a mulligan.
Looks like it's been rough so far. No econ cards, just 1 ice res click for credits. So responding open market and Nuka getting our Az value. Looks like it might have been every single turn so far. Maybe slightly less. And that's the last Shibboleth hitting the table now. It is on threat 4, so it's not good at breaking most anything. But card in the remote server, not a single advance. Humanoid, I think, puts Josie back into the game.
Yeah, and it does look like the longevity serum rip was off a turn 1 bravado on R&D.
Damn.
I mean, very understandable that you don't res on R&D. That's early stage of the game. Yeah, I mean, any corp will get undone by just this many singles rips.
Yeah.
In the early turns.
So we have
now Josie will have to play a perfect game, right?
Yeah, exactly. Incredibly thin margins. And we're going to get a run on the remote server after filling our hand up with Nuka. Just a Tattoo Bola responded with a daily cast install too. So no Az that turn, I think. But Josie doesn't have the humanoid. So card in server 1 might just be a Lacosta chilling. So much of the economy in the early to mid game here is just like a Charlotte to get off to the races. So whether we see the advance itself or whether you just have to hope one of these survives to what is probably there's still maybe 1 or 2 pinholes after we lost 1 early. But a bit of a clown car here. So Anoetic, Charlotte, and Lacosta is probably correct. Like probably the read. I don't know if we're jamming out an agenda this quickly on this few credits. Again, just like a transfer changes this like pretty heavily. At least you can respond to it, res a Lacosta, and still have Charlotte fire. So we'll see if Wacko wants to put the pressure on or just slow down here. And it looks like Kurapira straight bravado into the remote server. Going to put Josie up on 8 credits, but you're definitely getting in. So an Anoetic is somewhat expensive still to fire.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose like the silver lining is we will get our swap. At least I hope we get our swap. It would be pretty terrible for Josie.
Not like okay, there we go. Didn't look great there for a second.
Oof. Spooky.
There's the void.
Yeah, here's the void.
So we are paying for this, which means like you're spending 2 credits and 2 clicks to keep the server safe. The thing is Wacko can just run back. You're hoping this is a sentry and maybe that you're scared of the face check here because we did swap that in. On 6 credits, Lion's Mane's the only sentry you're really expecting here. You're not seeing too much Saisantan in the modern meta. It looks like we're going to call that. So if worst case, this costs you, what is it, 3 credits and 2 cards if you do find that big old mushroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is a little bit of a, I suppose, playstyle / philosophical. Oh, we just got a Fire Void again. That is really brutal.
Wow, losing 4 cards and 4 credits to protect whatever this is. And if you can't res the ice there, you can probably res the ice this turn unless an econ survives. So Josie, if there's an agenda in there, just needs to bail that out with a Spin Doctor, but we don't have a lot of options in hand. 5 face down in Archives. We did get our Melius credit, but things are not... Oh, wait, I think we might have missed the Charlotte res. Lacosta? Not sure. Yeah, I forgot res. I mean,
yeah,
If it's Charlotte Lacosta, like, yeah, you'll do that for sure. But yeah, Judge might have to call in here because, of course, the mandatory draw went through. But like, there's certain cards that you always res, so I don't know if judges are more lenient on that.
And technically speaking, this is not a Mega City level event where I think
Oh yeah, true.
yeah. Of course, I think at a Mega City, the judge would be well within their rights to say, it's been you've obtained new information already, and we can't allow you to like make any rollbacks. But I mean, this is a showdown is a showdown, and it's a really big event, as they all are. But technically, at quote unquote casual level events, there is a case to be made for some leniency.
It's wild. It's like showdowns have like 200 players, not uncommonly. They have like some of the best Netrunner players the game has to offer, and then it's still technically like a casual event, which is like such a cool overlap of things.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's part of like the beauty of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. 15-15, mind you, doing a lot of organization and judging behind the scenes while the EMEA time zone makes more sense. So we'll see how this gets sorted out. Of course, if you're not familiar, if there's ever an issue, you just call a judge over. You don't ask your opponent if you can fix it. The judges just come in and make sure they make everything fair and explain what can and can't be done. So what this res is, I think, is actually very important to this question. So you don't want to say what that is. You might have to whisper to the judge off on Discord. But if it's a Charlotte res, like maybe it makes sense, but I'm not judging here. So we'll see how you do this.
Yeah,
You did gain information.
It is an interesting question.
Yeah, this one's not cut and dry.
I guess speaking of interesting questions, and now that we are here, this is a little bit of a play style or philosophical, and so we know that crims have a lot to do with central's pressure and making runs, forcing reses and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect that the same goes for like as more or less so than any other crim.
Yeah.
Now the question becomes, when you're up 5 points in the very early stages of the game, do you think that changes? Do you think that philosophy changes as opposed to we see the points and now we decide to camp the remote?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on your deck and your deck structure, right? Like we haven't presented any multi-axis just yet, but Josie doesn't seem to be off to like a ripping start. So I think you can go on the back foot. Like we've already seen 2 points in the top 10 cards or 15 cards. Maybe there's another agenda in play, but I do think like find your breakers, make sure you get your sentry down, find a twinning. Like you are in a really good spot with Hermes. And even if the runner scores 1, like we haven't seen a Sisyphus, we haven't seen like any agenda that would obviously make things way worse for you. But of course, we saw like the one of longevity. So I don't know. It depends a lot. Like we're seeing daily cast on open market, which for as means there might be a fair bit of money in this deck that doesn't require interaction.
Yeah, I think maybe the fact that it's as maybe pushes you a little bit in that direction, as opposed to, I mean, for argument's sake, right? Let's say it's a Mercury that you aren't actually doing anything with the deck if you aren't applying pressure.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you're just setting up. The idea of control criminal in like 2026 makes me very, very happy. And so much of that is like you need to find a twinning. We have gone through 2 Nukas though. So like the card draw on the bottom of this deck is probably not super strong. If we find a class act that gives you filtering, not so much card power. So like Wacko is just happy here getting 3 crits at the start of every turn and continuing to set up.
Yeah, absolutely. And just trying to find your last breaker. The fact that Shibboleth is small this early in the game is like a little bit of a bummer, but it's something you are okay to live with.
Yeah, your boomerangs.
You're 5 points up.
Yeah, your boomerangs will fix like
boomerang, of course.
Yeah, it's like not uncommon for
and
as
because you're as.
Exactly. Like some of the as lists are on 3 boomerangs. Some of the more like reg as lists are only on 2 because you don't always need that many. But like, yeah, if you're playing Masterwork as 3 boomerang for sure, I think. Yeah. The question is like, what other pressure are you on? Like, it's not that hard for you to play Iru. I think we've seen some stealth ases that like Meteor was playing at tournaments earlier this year. There was on like 1 copy of Baker, just have a bit more pressure, right? And like Waken Plant is more playable or easier. I guess has a bit more synergy with as than some other criminals, it feels, just with the hardware tag. Unfortunately, not allowing the res here, which is that's I understand that that's a hard judge call for sure, but we're not going to allow the res here, so you just have to kind of play it out on 5 credits, which for Wacko also puts you in a comfortable position because now you have a good understanding of what the remote server is, and you obviously do want to contest it. The ice wasn't res before, and Anoetic now just spends so much money saving that stuff. So while we do have a 5-minute extension for the judge ruling here, Wacko is put in a weird spot where you do kind of want to run the server down.
Yeah, and just apply pressure to this void. Like Josie has already committed like two void fires
Yeah.
to it, so you might as well keep forcing the issue.
Now 2 looks like a spin, so you could do the spin first to make the void even more uncomfortable. But if Josie continues to fire 2 cards and 2 credits out of their hand over and over again, I think you're relatively happy. Oh, how many? Can you 2 for 1 the spin hole? I don't
That
know.
is a very, very big X for 1, and I don't know.
Yeah.
How
So the idea is that if there's agendas and archives and there's a spin doctor server too, in theory you can contest it. It looks like we're gonna go straight for the void as much as I think you could run it down. So I don't know. I might have wanted to go for the spin doctor if you think that's what that is, because it might be a blowout.
There was a strong case there.
Yeah. So Wacko's going in. Okay, Snow Res. We're gonna see a Lotus Haze. Oh,
Lotus,
okay.
oof.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I guess it was Lacosta that we didn't res. Wait, if it was Lacosta, could we have scored out or no?
Lacosta, right? I mean, with the we want 5 credits.
Yeah, so we could have.
We read the Lacosta, we go to 2.
No, we could have.
We can score it with a
trick. Yeah. Jai only comes when I flood. Yeah, so not allowing the take back on the res makes a fair bit of sense there, because like if you don't always res a 3-cost card to single advance your card when you're on 5. If it was a Charlotte, like I think there's a chance off 15/15 would be like, yeah, you always do that. But yeah, here that texture actually like kind of tells you a bit more about the board state. But Prof Wacko, what a great start, and it did not stop. Well played to both. All right, we got a ton of time left. Do you want to jump into another game?
Yeah. What is Baserton doing in the
replay
lobby?
review?
Hello, sir. Please stop taking up valuable server space. XDG paid for this. Hello.
Mentioned watching the games played today. I think that's kind of funny. All right, where are we going? What do we have here? Maybe server 10 or table 10, excuse me. It's Cybershark on Melies versus Essa on Virtue. That's always an interesting matchup.
Ooh,
Essa versus Melies is like
interesting.
kind of strange, because now like the pressure off of archives can be dealt with Melius's text, so you have to run another server first, which can be a tall ask for Essa. Cybershark also has been having some really strong finishes the last year. Been playing really good.
Yes, absolutely. I think very narrowly missed the cut at the APAC Mega City as well. But anyway, it looks like no stream on table 10, so we'll go.
No stress.
We'll keep looking.
Another one, if we want, table 12 is Méchant Greg, who plays editorial. They're one of the few players who has published an editorial division deck. It won an event in France. That might be fun to watch. It's versus Alu.
Sure.
Thank you.
Castle.
If you're tuning in again, we have maybe half an hour left in the round, the final round before the top cut.
Okay. All right. Looks like we're good to stream. And Castle, ever the polite competitor.
All right, Castle. She's playing glue. Looks like very red glue. All the breakers are down, which is a good start.
This is a power, I tell you what.
This is what Méchant Greg's been doing, just jamming it. And it looks like 2 advancements is putting you on this kind of 50-50 between a Crypto Crash, which let me tell you on 22 credits might not matter, and a Witch Hunt, which will let me tell you on 22 credits might not matter. But the Hermes, like double advanced card. We're only seeing a double now, excuse me, with the twinning charged up at instant speed. But Trash, now we're going back, so we're seeing 3 cards this turn.
Last click run.
Yeah, I don't know if Méchant Greg was playing. Yeah, maybe had some what's it called, stink tanks, but looks like we're trashing a funhouse.
Yeah,
nothing. The card and server 1 gets to survive here. Now with 23 credits.
Can I just say that the symmetry of the 3 times voucher fund immediately followed by scapegoat in archives is kind of tickling me.
We're still at 0 bad publicity. Yeah, I feel like all these scapegoats went through. Yeah, it's like vulture fund straight to scapegoat, vulture fund straight into scapegoat. Holloman's in the bin, in fact 2 of them, and Nilo as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if this deck is on Luana. I don't think it is. Just to let them dream, so we can jam the next agenda if we want to.
Okay,
we'll see what we do with this.
Yeah, can we?
Hermes on this tower is always a bit annoying, and Buzzsaw doesn't easily beat Piranhas, but you can with just cards in hand, which Anarch is pretty good at doing that.
Hmm.
Well, maybe they're
And
okay
we
doing
will
it.
be if we do like install and search and rejam another card alongside the Hermes trigger. That is a decent amount of overdraw that we're going to have to discard at end of turn.
Yeah. We also, I think we saw 2 on R&D, so one was trashed, one was drawn. So I think the shuffle and let them dream doesn't change the multi-axis next turn, which you have to be caring about. And man, I always feel so stressed in the server where like I have an agenda, the remote server, centrals are open, and you're just hoping Hermes doesn't commit or it doesn't connect. It's like, there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
about it. You could just hope.
So we are like nearly at the bottom of the loose stack,
Mm-hmm.
and it
Oh my
does
God,
look
yeah.
like yeah. So okay, send messages to the bottom. That's like I think the more principled option
Yeah.
rather than trying to immediately force the issue. But I was gonna say like we probably have some kind of like strength modification mechanism. It's like Tungsten Tailor, and then you're either on like Leech or Game Dragon, something to that effect. So I'm just wondering like whether Bernkastel will have the time to uh
Yeah. Get that
like
buzzsaw.
if let's say it's a leech, right? Try and like find a more, shall we say, permanent solution to the Piranha's issue rather than with raw cards or raw strength pump.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah.
we will just regen. Okay, we're not repairing the damage
Ooh, pin over the
and
check.
pinhole.
See if it's a Hollow Man. It's tomorrow's headline. So this is not game point, but it is an agenda on both
That's
sides.
very interesting, though.
There's the tungsten. So Frederica is posturing to run this. The piranhas, we're going to have a hand size differential. So instead, we're going to be going HQ, trying to sweep that for the Hermes bounce. Now, this piranha still costs a
Yeah, that
lot, but
seems.
8 credits.
Oh, 8 credits is so much on zero bad pub, though.
Double access grubber into public
Oh, and
trail.
misses.
You can still go R&D here for single and hope. We did shuffle as much as 3 points are on the bottom of the deck. Just playing Taka
I
passing.
wonder what I wonder what the threat here was, right? I don't suppose we are in threat of like some kind of seamless Myoshu play, right?
Yeah, I don't think so much of your influence goes into things like Vulture Fund and like it's hard to imagine a
Yeah,
Mewtwo.
exactly.
But I mean, you have the money to do it, so like I guess you could have all those cards line up. The thing is that Meishan Craig just scores and goes to 6 and gives a tag and passes and gets Hermes. It's like it's not that bad for Bernkastel here. Like she still needs to find points, that's for sure. And I don't think this deck has any more than like maybe 1 or 2 5/3s. It's like mostly, these 4/2s and fake 1-pointers. I think it does have stink tanks. I might be
Yes.
wrong about that. I think the one thing that like is going to be an issue for Bernkastel not having like a Nuka is the one turn where she steals or trashes, and then you do install on the remote server big oppo and say like, okay, this is your fork. Can you float the tag punishment?
Goodness, that's a very aggressive triple advance,
Yeah.
and we are just letting the Hermes fire. I suppose like the intention is just to get the agendas out of there so that they can't be Hermes at a more inopportune time.
Trickster's boosting. We're going to see 2 here on the run. Not a good Hermes, still
Yeah.
not finding anything. Checking archives, we've been discarding a lot of cards. Looks like it's all the Doom Scrolls in the world and a grubber we saw in HQ last turn.
Yeah. But
3 cards left. We know there's public trail. So even if you play it, like you have to pay 8 because you die to end the line, which I think Meishan Greg probably is on a bit of a Wayland kill or tag punishment.
yeah, I just
Like
this
her money
seems
will
like just
dry
quite
up.
untenable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Single fans, this is the game. So we know the top of R&D is safe. She can see one more of the twinning. She has no way to boosting here, so she can get lucky there. Or she can try the remote server. And again, the remote server probably won't keep her out, but the problem is like the texture of the oppo next turn or the public trail. How expensive is this? And with only 3 cards, she has to pay through piranhas every time.
Yeah, you have to. Okay, Grubber is not that bad actually because of
Not too
tide
bad. Big tide,
and
4 tide. Not too bad. This piranhas though, you
and
don't have to break all of
Mishan
it.
Greg is credit perfect to actually res another piranhas
Yeah.
and still have enough credits to score up, which is really spooky.
Could be the last one here. Again, we have
Okay,
to
so
break that for
draw.
a fair bit. Show us something good here. It's a 5 credit res with a
Oh,
bad pub. It is the piranhas, and we're getting the end of line here. So public trail end of line has to be played around as well. So if she goes through this, she has made a successful run so far. She ran R&D click 1, right? Yes.
No,
She
no,
dumped
this
20.
is click one. This is click one.
Oh my god, you're right.
Oh, but we have clicks to draw, but we don't have any more cards to draw.
Exactly. You need to get up to 8. She's down on 0. So if she steals this, she has to die to Public Trail on the line. Like, she's priced into winning this turn if she makes a successful run here. Yeah, this is click 1. You're right. Sorry, she charged twinning during the run. So it's a Witch Hunt. That's going to be a bad publicity. Now, Méchant Greg doesn't have the credits to do Public Trail Underline. You're going to need a YDL in hand, which is a pretty good card in an editorial. Installing the daily cast, saying Public Trail Underline gets me here. You need the money. We can see 2 on R&D. We know 3 points are on the bottom. Behold, though.
Sure.
Oh, she
send a message. We have one more. It's top is fresh. The top is fresh.
We can go back. Top is totally fresh. If Méchant has a YDL, this should be lethal here, but we're on 6 points. We know there's another 3 points at the bottom.
What happened was the end of the line search, it shuffled R&D.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is the send a message. Not finding it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, and it misses.
Méchant has a predictive. That might not be enough. I think you need a YDL here. Because you need to play what is it? 7 credits?
It is 7 credits, yes.
Public Trail on the line does it. Again, yeah, I think that's the weird thing is like playing a bottoming cards, let them dream in editorial can feel so weird when you shuffle all the time. It's kind of like op, but yeah, predictive is 1 short for sure. That brings us only to 6. So Méchant has, we know the Public Trail and the end of line in hand, which is a 4 into a 3. So hedge fund can be played here. If you're playing non-equivalent, that does work. You do want to play a lot of burst economy in these sort of decks because playing at Vulture Fund in turn 1 is your priority. So like YDL, Planogram, these all see a lot of play in these lists.
Yeah. Yeah. So literally only YDL gets it done here. I mean, I assume Méchant Greg doesn't have it because we have slam dunk unless he's double checking the math. Although I don't see why you wouldn't YDL first click on this board regardless.
Yeah, our mean Greg here, trying to figure out on 3 credits. Again, every turn we'll be bleeding 2 cards. Mindscaping for tempo? Now, this does set up the top of R&D, sort of, but like, this is a card you no longer need because if a tag stays, you do have the end of line. You have to check, is Berncastle have access to any more Gourmands? And I think I see 2 little guys in the bin. So if there's a third one in hand, she might be able to disassemble the combo, at least for the short term.
Oh, but I don't know, like the moment you like make a run on HQ and then miss, you are just straight up dead.
Yeah, but Oppo.
Right? Okay.
Just a small Oppo says like, hey, you either win this turn or you clear tags. And maybe she can just clear 2 tags here and not run. That like kind of is okay.
Yeah. Clear 2 tags and don't run is like pretty good. The problem is Trickster Taka.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, we're running.
Oh, I guess you can jack out. We can jack out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, great play. Yeah, great play for Berncastle there. Jacking out to not get the successful run. Because if Méchant Greg has any econ card, Public Trail Underline will close the game out. However, it needs a successful run. Being on 2 cards left, no credits. Like, Méchant Greg needs to jam. But the problem is, like, she stole 3 points. And now that she stole 3 points, like, you can't, like, if she runs a remote server, you win. The thing is, like, can you beat double piranhas? I mean, I think you can still jam.
Yeah, I don't think you can beat double piranhas, right?
No.
We have like cast Taka. We go click for credits 3 times. That's like effectively 8 credits. That barely even beats the grubber in the first place. I don't know that we can crack this remote.
So the hand is like, we can tell what the hand is. Oh, mind you, Game Dragon was removed from the game, which I think Berncastle would have wanted here. It was on an early gadget.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like her hand doesn't have a sure gamble. She's not on strike funds. So like, what is the last card in her hand? I think it's a daily cast. Oh, it is the last Gourmand.
Running the spin.
So the spin doesn't get popped. You get a successful run, which is important because of the lethality.
I feel like Méchant might want to just let the spin go.
Looks like not. I think we're putting a Behold back. Interesting. And we'll see if there's face downs there. But if you're not shuffling face downs, yeah, I think you can just let the spin get popped to turn on Public Trail. It looks like Spin Doctor and Behold and Grubber. So not incredibly important cards on this board state, but Berncastle's going in.
Here comes the dig.
We're seeing 3 cards here. If she sees any agenda, that's the game. If she doesn't, she probably loses on the spot. She's 1 more run on HQ, and she finds it.
Oh, that's it. The last access.
What a game.
That's so sick.
So narrow margins. Méchant just being slightly short on credits. She can't survive a single Public Trail on the line unless that Gourmand lands, but we're just going to see some more cards there. Well played to both players. Man, that was
That's incredible.
that was a great
That's
game.
incredible.
Yeah, very clutch ending. I think you're totally right. The deck is probably only on one send of message, and it did get shuffled on the end of line, which, like, I mean, you have to get the end of the line, but then when it comes to the top, it feels so bad. Maybe it's on two. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in any case, there's like a reasonable chance that it did end up biting Greg at the end there.
Yeah.
I mean, that feels like it's like not a feature. It's a bug, not a feature. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
how
yeah.
the line goes, but yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Looks like the round is over at 20 past, so we only have about 11 minutes, maybe a bit more. So if we can find a table,
Yeah, I think
we could.
Yeah, I think like the rest of the tables are like basically done already.
Oh yeah, it seems like there's only 3 more tables actually playing it out, so we might have reports pretty quickly on.
Yeah. I guess we can check out like the results, because there are like I assume at this point quite a number of people that are locked for the top 16.
Yeah, I'm not good at like trying to figure out what the results, like who's locked in. I'm very bad at this math quickly, so like if you want to be brave enough, you can, but I'm not good at it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, just by looking at it, okay, the chunky seal and change my username game is the only one that the only cut contention game that seems to be going, and it looks like it's done already. It just hasn't.
Yeah, I think it's not reported, but I think it is done.
Yeah, it just hasn't been reported. So technically, the cut is should be known by now.
Do we know between?
Again, admittedly.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So I didn't
Yeah,
refresh, so I missed a couple.
Yeah.
So it looks
But
like
it feels like just off the top of my head, it feels like everybody that ID'd should be safe to for the cut, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 IDs. So that's 10 players, and then the winners of the rest of the games that didn't ID, which would be November
and
Bucket Hat
and
Ben.
Ikezai Shogun, Bucket Hat, which we saw earlier today, which like I really hope Bucket Hat Ben makes the top cut, because that bladder word res, that's not a I would definitely not be happy if that happened and it misses your cut.
Yeah, I mean that is a very big fuse bet. So I'm glad that Bucket Hat ended up making it in. At least I hope.
I hope so too. Yeah, that'd be sick. Oh, Pudma though on the other side. I mean, I don't know who to root for. Hey, Buckethead Ben. Yeah. That was that's unfortunate misres, but I hope you make it in. It was a very fun game to watch. We have Chunky Seal that is not reported, and then at that point we have very few tables left. So I think there's like 1 or 2 games. So we should have our top 16 relatively soon. So
yeah, relatively soon.
What I think we're gonna do, just so we're not.
I feel like yeah, Ben. I feel like you have got a good shot.
Yeah, I think you have a good shot.
I'd be feeling confident about you.
So we're not, excuse me. So we're not just vamping for the next like 7 minutes that might take. We're going to throw it to some music, and we'll be back just for like maybe 3 minutes when we come back to sign off and to read off our top 16. So don't go anywhere. If you're watching this, by the way, and you appreciate content like this, if you want to take a second to leave a like on the stream, that's a huge help. If you're out there, getting between rounds at the mega city in Cambridge, hopefully that's well too. And we'll be back in just a bit. So don't go anywhere. Hello, and for the final time today, welcome back to the ending of our EMEA Showdown 2026. My name is Andre at the Metropole Grid. How's it going? And I'm joined by Jai. Jai, what's up?
Yo, still here.
And we also have the organizer from the showdown, one of the many folks working behind the scenes, and it's now morning time. Abraham, how's it going?
It's going well. Just woke up. It looks like it was an amazing event.
Yeah, we're just laughing. It's like probably pretty strange. Obviously, so much work goes on behind the scenes to get to this point. And huge shout out to the organizers, the judges, and all the people like on the field today. But like, yeah, putting all the work into this, then getting to sleep, waking up in the morning, and things are just wrapping is definitely must be a surreal experience, huh?
Yeah, for sure. It's a bit strange. It seems like everything went really smoothly, but it's like trying to make sure that everything's ready. And then like hoping I can just go to sleep is a different experience than I've done before. So.
Now, with that, we have just here to celebrate our top 16. Of course, a huge shout out to everyone who came out and played. We focused on the top cuts, but like just coming out and getting involved in organized play is the most important thing. And hopefully everyone had a great time. But we do have 16 players that will be returning tomorrow. Mind you, sometimes the 17th or 18th can make it in if people can't play tomorrow, choose not to. But regardless, undefeated in first place, we have Rodum Appliance, 22 points with a Corp +2 side bias. Not sure what that's about, but just like the cleanest Netrunner will hopefully be returning tomorrow. Underneath that, we have three 19-point players. November and Akazai Shogun playing Melius and Mercury, followed by Janinator on Nebula and Maggie. I think we know what kind of combo Maggie that is. That'll be really fun to see tomorrow. And Athliki playing some sort of PD combo deck, and Lou. You want to take the 18s? I don't know if you have Cobra up, or I can read through the whole list. That's fine too.
Yeah, we can. Let me.
Take it.
18s. Okay, I have the tab open here somewhere. There we go. 18. So first up is Sleeper on Melee's U and Lat. Very, very veteran player of Jinteki Glacier, so I'm not surprised. Virtue on PD and Essa. I'm not sure if this is the combo PD as well. Buckethead Ben on Alco and Lu. Very happy to see him recover from that faux pas on stream earlier today. With a missed Bladderwalk trigger. Prosthesis, Melis U and Essa. I think very, very signature decks for him, I want to say, with I think aggro Essa has been quite popular recently. And the last 18 is, of course, none other than Tuno, our number one favorite Orb aficionado on Mercury as well.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, like Mercury is the most represented criminal in the top cut. Also, Wayland, very not a great conversion today. We have two Waylands, I think, in the top 16, including Tuno and a player we'll see slightly down. So really, really interesting to see the criminal change of tides. It's like one Moosely Hot and I think three maybe Mercuries. Do you want to close this out? I don't know if you have it up, Man of the Moon.
Sorry, I was a little bit distracted. Where are we at?
It's all right. We're at 17. We're just at 17 down. So there's about 6 more players.
Yeah, 6 more players. Awesome. I mean, I see you got 34 witches. Is that one we just?
That's exactly where you want to.
So yes, we're starting with witches.
Fantastic. On Hasbard and Lou, Chorky Seal, on Hasbard and Arasana. That's cool. I haven't seen an Arasana play. I'll look forward to looking back for that when I wake up tomorrow. Jay Foley on Nebula and Lou, Lovelace on Milius U and Mercury. That's exciting. I haven't seen Mercury in a while. It's some exciting looking runners today. We have Tyrus on Wayland, Built to Last, and Baz.
Yo, that's sick.
Peter Silo on Hasbiroid and Essa, Leah on Milius U and Lat. Did you say we're going down to 17?
No, that should be it. We're top 16 tomorrow. So unfortunately, we have 2 players on 16 who just on strength of schedule don't make it through. For those who don't know, SOS is it's the average win rate or points per round of your opponents you played for the day. So the higher the number, generally the harder your day has been in some abstract tournament. That is usually the deciding factor here. So very otherwise relatively clean. 2 on the bubble as they had a great day today. But we'll have 16 returning tomorrow. Man, this is interesting.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see 2 players from my time zone in the top 16.
Yeah,
I know.
that's hard.
I
That's
will
the whole like overnight morning starting at like 1 a.m. I think is on your side.
Yeah, it was 1 AM, and I kept every once in a while, I'd see a ticket come in, and I asked people this time if they were planning on playing or not, so if they weren't playing, I could, like, sort them out and actually send their prizes early. Um, and, yeah, I kept seeing people that I like, addresses from North America that are like, "I'm planning on playing." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Good luck."
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's tough.
And
So well played.
yeah,
But
I
that's I
want
mean,
to just shout out the
that's a
genuinely shocking amount of ID diversity in the top
yeah.
16. This might be like the bluest top 16 we've seen in a really, really long time.
And it's weird. It's like Mercury's the most represented. We have Baz and Muesli. I think in terms of like Lou, I think Lou is obviously common in the top cut, but Essa might be just as much or just as prevalent in the top Anner cut. So like we have a fair bit of stuff. I think Wayland today probably did not make a lot of people happy. Nuvem is one of the most represented across this whole weekend. And mind you, there's a lot of tournaments this weekend. And so far today, we don't have a great conversion rate. So we'll see how that changes. But yeah, top 16, there's a lot of interesting things to be watching tomorrow.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting diversity. There's like, yeah, I agree. There's more different IDs and also like faction split. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's cool to see much
genuinely
deeper.
shocking, right? Compared to like the
Yeah.
Lu dominance we've been seeing over the past month almost.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
do think we're like maybe a week away from a new ban list update. So if you're playing competitive again, there's still a lot that will change from this point forward. Stay tuned to No Signal Games for that in the near future. But I think with that, we are likely going to be signing off here. I want to say tomorrow, again, this is not done. There will be more. The top 16 cut will be returning. It won't be here. For the first couple rounds, it'll be up on a channel called Netrunner FR. It's a French Netrunner channel. I'm not sure what language you'll be streaming in, but regardless, I'll have the link in the description. It's at Netrunner-FR. And then from that point forward, it'll be returning on Jai's channel with a huge shout out to the APAC gang who's doing some streaming on, I think, Jai's behalf. But you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jai.
I think that's mostly correct. One way or another, it will end up on my channel. I'll see through it.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
With that, obviously, a huge amount of thanks to be given out to all the people who have been streaming earlier, which linked to the first 5 rounds, to Jai to share a mic with you has been an absolute treat. And of course, all the players who are coming out, again, taking the time today to just come out and get involved in organized play, whether you're trying to vie for the top 16 or just, get involved and get games and get some nice prize support, meet people. That's the reason this stuff happens. I think this weekend is like so incredible for Netrunner play. Like obviously this event has been fantastic and will continue to be, but I think we've checked, there's like 200 plus players playing events this whole weekend across many online and in-person events. So like it's a heck of a weekend for Netrunner for sure. Man in the Moon, do you want to finish with any shout outs before I guess we come back tomorrow?
I mean, just a huge thank you to everyone who played and everyone who helped make the event run. It's really amazing to see these showdown events like grow well beyond me.
Yeah.
I mean, I helped set it up, but like this certainly wouldn't be happening without a huge group of people coming together, and that's the whole point. So
Yeah.
a huge thank you to everyone for making that happen, and it's really great to see it really become the kind of like global community connecting event that I was hoping for. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I want to give a huge shout out to Off1515, who I know is organizing and judging. And there probably is more people behind the scenes. Apologies. I don't know the names exactly, but Gailhar is confirming tomorrow's stream will be in English on Netrunner FR. So do check that out. I'll have the link in the description. And with that, my name's Andre. Huge thank you for tuning in. If you like content like this, you want to leave a like on the video. And otherwise, you know how things go here. I'll be back on a Tuesday and a Thursday for some more Netrunner streams. But otherwise, Sunday, top 16s tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care, y'all.
thanks so much, all.
See you all tomorrow.